investigators and more advocacy work so victims feel better supported and don't have to endure long waiting periods during the legal process. Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Superintendent Drew Evans.
The legislature has set a goal for the BCA and all laboratories to test all sexual assault examination kits in 90 days or less. We're meeting that right now. And that's very important to be able to seek justice in these cases, to get those answers quickly.
Real ID enforcement for domestic flights beginning today. Without one or another TSA-approved ID, travelers may face additional screening and potential delays. Minnesota Driver and Vehicle Services spokeswoman Jody K. Peterson says if you already have a valid passport, you might want to hold off on getting a real ID for now if you haven't done so yet.
Because we're seeing an increase of applications coming in and people just really maybe being anxious. Because if you have no need to fly or you have another alternative document, just hang on and wait to apply later.
She also says it's important to remember that starting today, real IDs will also be required when entering certain federal buildings. WCCO News Time is 3:06.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
Travel pretty decent to start off the afternoon rush. Things running smoothly as you travel along 94 westbound out of downtown Minneapolis up to Highway 252 before you encounter a slowdown. Some slowing for East 94, Lowry Hill Tunnel, heading out to Riverside. Over on the East Metro, 35E northbound, starting to see a little bit of congestion past Wheelock Parkway. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
It's Jason DERUSHA. I noticed my hair thinning and turned to Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota. They've helped tens of thousands, and they helped me. Before and after photos at HRIMN.com and book your free consultation. You can't spell hair without HRI.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
And yes, it is brought to you by Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota. Book your free consultation at HRIMN.com. And here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
I sound like a broken record, but it's a great record. Mainly clear, 46 the overnight low, sunshine and 72 tomorrow. We warm up again big time starting Friday. Mostly sunny with a high near 81. In the 80s for the fishing opener, mid 80s likely for Mother's Day.
Beautiful day right now. A few clouds, mostly sunny, 71 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
This is always home, even when you're on the go. Accessible anywhere in the world via the Odyssey app. This is News Talk 830 WCCO. Buckle up. Time for the ride home and the chance to get caught up on the day's news. Plus, whatever else he wants to riff on. This is Drive Time with DERUSHA.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Here's the star of the show and your host,
Jason DERUSHA.
Are you ready? All right.
Now live on your radio and streaming to the world at WCCOradio.com and the Odyssey app. Here's Jason DERUSHA.
Welcome to Drive Time. It is Wednesday. The sun is out. Feels a little chilly out there today, I have to say. We're getting spoiled with these 80s. They'll be back. Laura keeping you updated on the news. Dan is here. I am here. We start with Target. And the CEO acknowledging that he screwed up, but maybe not in the way that you would expect. I'm fascinated by this because I was having a conversation. You know, one of the things about Target is almost all of us know someone who has some sort of connection to Target, whether it's a friend who works there, you shop there, whatever. We have, because it's Minnesota, we have emotions about Target. And I am wondering if the CEO messed up in terms of communications or if the policy is messed up. 651-461-9226. You're welcome to weigh in on this. This all is over the most rapid retreat I have seen in my lifetime on any sort of, maybe any sort of policy, period. Now I'm trying to think. We're talking diversity. We're talking equity, which has become such a political hot-button issue largely because of the way it's been. Well, everybody gets something out of this. You know what I mean? The Trump administration gets to say they're standing up for people who feel forgotten, which, interestingly, is largely white people. because over the last 20 years, there's been much public discussion about having better diversity policies, better inclusion of people who aren't the white man. Just a reminder, I am a white guy, just in case you were wondering. So it's taken 20 years probably to build up a real concerted effort to say, like, we got to make sure that when we have a hiring process that everybody gets a fair shot. It's not just, my friends from the club who are in the pool. So for 20 years, you see different policies. And over the last 5 years, since the murder of George Floyd, there's certainly been more of a discussion on this. I think if you look at the results, I don't know that there's been this massive change in America where if you are a person of color, if you're black, if you're Latino, are you suddenly now like in C-suites everywhere? I don't know about that. But I'll tell you this, white people feel like we're getting screwed. And by we, I mean you. I feel fine. What took 20 years to sort of build up into policies where you got somebody working for a company maybe trying to make sure that, like, let's make sure we're giving everybody a fair shot. It's taken months to tear all of it down. And maybe you think that's great. I don't. And I also am not sure how much is changing, right? So the headline in the Star Tribune today talking about Brian Cornell sending an email out to the team saying, I recognize that silence from us, meaning the executive team, has created uncertainty. So I want to be very clear. We are still the target you know and believe in. In the email, he said that Target's values of inclusivity, connection, drive are not up for debate. And so what does that mean now? We live in a time of absolute cowardice in coming to saying what it is that you're doing. I think the whole Target kerfuffle can be summed up in that word, cowardice. Either you don't believe that having diversity as a focus when trying to bring in new suppliers and having it a focus in hiring and having it as a focus in giving out money as far as donating to nonprofits. You either don't believe in that or you do. And still today, I don't know what Target believes. Did they say they were rolling back their policies because they're worried that the Department of Justice and the Trump administration was going to come at them? I assume yes, because otherwise this makes no sense. This does go a certain degree to this idea of, like, once you get into corporate mamby-pamby speak, that you have no idea what anybody's talking about. The world around us is noisier and more complicated, but that doesn't change who we are. Well, it's more complicated because you sent out a press release that said you were backing down on a number of DEI initiatives. What's more complicated? You made it complicated. Part of the deal when you're a public-facing company and you wade into these territories is that you do owe your employees an explanation. I don't know that this solves much of that. If I'm an employee, I'm a shopper. I shop there. I like Target. I care about my friends who work there. I think as a company, you can say we're either in or we're out on diversity. And maybe you want to say, like, well, we believe that our goal is to have the best products at the best prices, and whoever they come from, that's that. We don't care about their story. We don't care about the background. We're just looking to provide the best products for our guests. That is a choice. But that's never been what they're about. Have you ever had a situation where the boss has sent out an email where you're like, oh, now I get it. Now we're all on the same page. I know what Dan does with most of the emails that come from our big, now internal bosses,
Oh, absolutely.
but when like the corporate muckety muck sends something out.
I usually get through maybe a paragraph and a half of the corporate muckety muck. And this is my cynicism when it comes to the story about, we got to communicate better as a corporation, because corporations, have this practice of using such obscure, opaque language that they're not really telling you, like you said, I don't know what this means, right? What they said today, right?
No.
I mean, you don't know what they mean. So it's like, to me, I can get through so much of it. And after that, it's like, if there was something important, it should have been in the first paragraph. After this, it's just corporate speak and it doesn't affect me.
There is something that happens as a company gets larger, and that is the lawyerification of everything, the PRification of everything. Because today you can't send a memo out without somebody leaking it. You can't have a town hall meeting without someone recording it and sending it out. And so you never get the real deal from your bosses. Now, for me, like mostly, like here, I don't care what our parent company is doing. I don't care. I care, I want them to do well. I want them to give people who work in the company opportunities, all of those things. But day to day, it doesn't really affect me. If you work at Target corporate headquarters, though, I do think this issue affects you, right? Like you care. Well, I guess you sort of need to know, am I supposed to care or not? Like for the last, 25 years, they've been told to care. And then they were told, well, we're not going to care about this. And now they're being told, well, we sort of care. I will say this, when it comes to these diversity and inclusion policies, I am glad that we are taking a look at the way we're implementing them. But the motivation to get rid of these policies, I don't think is about getting a better outcome. It's about getting vengeance and justice for something that white people feel is unfair. If you are a store, you should be welcoming to all. That's just part of your DNA. If you are a retail store for everybody, you should look for vendors of all sorts of different diverse experiences. You should be looking for people, like when I go to Target, I do like buying stuff from like somebody with an interesting story. Ann Kim, our local chef, has frozen pizzas and some frozen appetizers there. And would I normally buy frozen appetizers at Target? No. Did I buy it because, hey, that's Ann Kim. That's pretty cool. Yes, I bought it. I like to buy the story. I think all the research shows that most of us do like to buy things with interesting stories. We're in a time where people are afraid. And companies are afraid. They're afraid of the Trump White House. I guess my message to Target is to grow a pair. Decide which way you want to go. And if you want to say like, well, we went too far with diversity as a guiding principle, and we're trying to recalibrate to focus on selling stuff. Well, all right, say that. Good luck. Good luck. 3:19. Let's take a break. When we come back, the police officers, breaking news from Memphis, those police officers who were all found not guilty. Has the tide turned? I have some thoughts on prosecuting officers for wrongdoing. We'll talk about that coming up.
Drive Time with DERUSHA is back after this on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, let's talk about Chris Lindahl. Chris Lindahl had a great post on social media today. talking about leadership, talking about valuing your time. That's part of the brilliance of what the guaranteed cash offer is. If you go to chrislindahl.com, and you know Chris, like he's on the billboard, the arms wide out. You see him around town all the time. Very generous. He is my friend, so I'm biased. But 30,000 plus and counting people from Minnesota and Western Wisconsin have taken advantage of the guaranteed cash offer because, frankly, right now, don't you need a guarantee? In an interest rate environment and a home selling and a real estate environment where things are uncertain, there are times that you want to sell your house quickly, get cash, get a guaranteed closing date, that you pick the closing date, you pick the date you move. Check it out. I mean, there's no obligation. You may as well go to chrislindahl.com, get the process rolling, get a guaranteed cash offer, and then you decide. You're in the driver's seat. That is part of the genius of this. chrislindahl.com.
QC Kinetics provided amazing pain relief for a former professional baseball player, and you have access to the same life-changing treatments as retired pitcher Jose Alvarez.
I put a lot of stress and strain and work on my right arm, but my right elbow took most of the damage with 3 surgeries.
Arthritis developed, and the pain was unbearable.
It wasn't just pain when I was trying to play sports. It was anytime I was moving the right elbow. It was pretty excruciating at times.
That's when Jose discovered QC Kinetics and their regenerative treatments that help the body heal itself, restoring damaged tissue and providing relief with no surgery or downtime. Jose's message to the medical professionals at QC Kinetics:
my elbow is feeling outstanding. Where were you 10 years ago, for crying out loud?
QC Kinetics is right here. Call for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 612-254-7123. That's 612-254-7123. 612-254-7123.
Storm season is here. That means nature's fury will cause damage to your roof. When it does, that's when you call Brian Jobe of Jobe Brothers Construction. Because they're local, they offer same-day, Twin City-wide emergency service. Jobe Brothers Construction will repair or replace your roof from nature's wrath. They'll also work with your insurance company to ensure all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. Brian and his team truly take the hassle out of a terrible situation. Working with Brian and his crew will give you peace of mind because it was done right. Just contact Jobe Brothers Construction for a no-obligation, free, and full inspection. Contact them online at jobebrothersconstruction.com. That's J-O-B-E, Jobe Brothers Construction, handling all your roofing, siding, window, and gutter needs. They'll even repair your roof from fallen trees. Jobe Brothers Construction. They get the job done right.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Drive Time with DERUSHA. Now video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
That's the way we get by, the way we get by. All that's the way we get by, the way we get by.
You remember the video from Memphis, Tennessee, 2023. Still, here the wounds were still raw after watching Derek Chauvin sit on George Floyd until he died and do nothing about it. In Memphis, this group of police officers pull over this FedEx employee, Tyree Nichols, He's black. The officers are black. And they just beat the crap out of this guy. Just a pummeling. 5 officers. And you see it on surveillance and you see it on body camera. There's a traffic stop. And he's trying to, in the video, you can tell it's not like he's trying to run, and they didn't report it. So it was the actions, it was a cover-up. And today, 3 officers were acquitted. I have said time and time again that I do think as a society, we need to not always go to a murder charge as the only indicator as to whether we're getting justice for misconduct, for a screw up, for even negligent police work. Murder is not the only way, throwing you in prison for 40 years. That is not the only way to get justice. People should be fired. People should not be allowed to be law enforcement officers again. People should not be allowed to carry a gun. I mean, there are other ways. But in this case, I am shocked that these officers were not found guilty of second-degree murder. I mean, they pummeled this guy. Absolutely pummeled this guy. He died 3 days later. They were fired right away. They dissolved the policing unit that these 5 officers belonged to. They moved the trial. So they moved this state murder trial. There was a federal trial and there were guilty verdicts in that federal trial. But the state trial, what they did is they looked at each individual officer and the jury found now I didn't watch the trial, so I'm not going to tell you that the verdict was right or wrong. I will tell you that it is shocking that they were acquitted of all state charges. To me, it does go to this idea that our laws do not do a good job of creating penalties or punishments for officers who do something awful in the line of duty. Because I think, and Dan, we've talked about this. I think it is difficult for a jury to convict somebody of murder when they started their day going to work with the intent of doing good. So it's hard to say you go to prison because you murdered someone when you say they pulled the guy over because they thought he was doing something wrong and then things got out of control. It's just difficult. I really believe there needs to be another category for people who are sort of given permission by society to use their weapons and to try to deal with volatile situations, because this idea of putting you in the same category as some gangbanger who guns down someone or some guy who goes and shoots his a domestic violence or a girlfriend situation. I just think it is very difficult for a juror to say yep, guilty.
And, it is with any jury trial, when you're on that jury, when you're in there hearing the evidence, and then there's specific points that have to be met in order for a conviction to happen. We sitting on the outside just look at that video and go, this is outrageous. These guys killed this dude. They should be convicted. That's not how the jury goes about deciding it, right?
Right.
Now, the pushback to what you're saying is, is it different than if you have just somebody on the street with a gun shooting somebody? But when it comes to police, we give them authority, we give them responsibility, we give them this tremendous ability to do what they do, and that comes with an extra added level of responsibility that they have to use that extra power wisely and justly. And when they fail to do that, there's an extra level of betrayal that goes on there beyond just you broke the law. So,
but taking away your livelihood, to me, is a punishment. And I think we've decided as a society that you have to go to prison. You took a life, you have to go to prison. And I do think that, generally speaking, It's different. It's different. And so instead you get this sort of scenario where it's like, well, nothing. And this is what the lawyer for one of the officers said. And I've read this text from our listeners 1 million times. Had Mr. Nichols pulled over when he got the blue lights and submitted the officer's questioning, in all likelihood, they wouldn't have even arrested him. It is, my point is that it is difficult for the average person who would always comply with what an officer asks to fill out that juror questionnaire and say guilty when you have a scenario where, like, even in a case where this guy did almost everything right. Now, did he pull over immediately? I mean, you can find your angle on this, right? But we all saw the video.
We did, and we have several more texts similar to what you were reading, right? It's he ran from the police, and you should not run from the police.
Correct.
And full stop. And how people so quickly come to the conclusion, well, that's a death penalty.
Right.
I'll never understand that. I'll never understand that mentality that said, you ran from the cops, so everything's out the window. They can do whatever they want. They can haul you out of the car and just beat the tar out of you because they feel like it. That's okay because you ran.
Right.
I will never understand that.
He fled the traffic stop.
Yes. And that's wrong.
During the relevant part of the video, he was not actively resisting. And even if you are actively resisting, you probably don't have to beat a guy.
Just watch the video. I mean, there's nothing.
I mean, this is not.
There's nothing that justifies
this one is not close to me. It's not close. 3:32. We're going to break. Tracy Perlman will join us in a minute. And this is controversial. Bald guys or guys with hair? What?
It's pretty obvious, I think.
What do women want? What do women want? New research, new study. Tracy will weigh in just a minute.
We need a quick pit stop. Then Jason DeRusha continues on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Tell you one thing. You don't want baldness on your lawn. It's Jason here for Pro Turf, professional turf. The Pro Turf team is coming out, and the landscape team coming out to my house tomorrow. We're doing some mulching. We're doing some spring yard cleanup. Pro Turf is awesome. They take care of my lawn. They've been out already to treat it, to make sure we don't get crabgrass or anything like that. They've been out to activate my irrigation system. And I'm telling you what, they already saved me money and saved water by finding kind of a broken sprayer. So they replaced the sprayer, and now I'm not going to be wasting money all summer long. They are fertilizing. They are landscaping. They are doing irrigation. They are putting in plants and taking care of your plants. A total landscape solution. That's what Pro Turf is all about. Reach out to this local company. They've been getting it done for more than 30 years in the Twin Cities. You can go to professionalturf.com and click on the big green button at the top of the page, request a free estimate, or you can give them a call. They're available. They're right in Lakeville, 952-469-8680. That is Pro Turf.
Postman Law is about winning. If you've been hurt in a crash, on the job, or anywhere else, we fight to get you the most compensation possible. With over $3 billion recovered, our track record speaks for itself. Call 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers speed, ease, and results. Offices, Minneapolis.
Experience Wheel of Fortune live at Treasure Island. You could be selected to play the game for your chance to win incredible prizes when the iconic show rolls into the island on Saturday and Sunday, October 18th and 19th. Get your tickets now at TICasino.com.
You want to feel important. You want to be part of something bigger, something that matters and that you can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We felt that way too. I'm Sergeant Michael Tislin from Chaska, Minnesota, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Minnesota Army National Guard soldiers. We are people just like you, and together we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit nationalguard.com/MN to find out more. Sponsored by the Minnesota Army National Guard, aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey, it's Vandita. The easy way to do something isn't always the smart way to do it. When you're selling your home, you might think that one of those instant cash offers is always the way to go. Most of them are for nowhere close to what your home is worth. You are much better off calling my friend, the good neighbor agent, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. They just helped Doug sell his home. He was moving out of state, wanted to sell his home fast. He reached out to 5 of those cash offer investors to make instant offers. He decided to call John, though, and see if he could get more money. John assured him that he could, and he did. John sold his home for $75,000 more than the highest instant offer Doug received. It paid off. Contact John for full details. 952-222-9000 online. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this important announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-384-7878, 800-384-7878, 800-384-7878.
Get the Leaf Guard gutter system, guaranteed never to clog. Custom fit to your home on site for a perfect seamless finish. Available in a variety of colors to complement your home's decor. Call Lindus Construction at 8449-LINDUS or lindusconstruction.com.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
You're going to find some slowdown traveling north 100, County Road 81, heading up toward I-94. 694 jammed up both directions between 35W and 252. 694 watching slowdowns both directions between 61 and Highway 36. You're also going to find some slowing south 169, 494. You should head down to Pioneer Trail. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
In its centennial year, the DAV of Minnesota remains dedicated to helping thousands of veterans access the benefits they've earned. And you can make a difference. Volunteer to transport veterans, advocate for improved programs, or donate today at davmn.org.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
All right, the weather is brought to you by DAV of Minnesota. Here is our chief meteorologist, Chris Schaefer.
Keeping it clear tonight as we fall back to about 46. Sunshine and 72 tomorrow. Then we're going back to the 80s. Friday, mostly sunny, 81. We'll stay in the 80s Saturday and Sunday. So dry for the fishing opener, warm for Mother's Day, and it stays warm into next week.
Right now in downtown Minneapolis, it is, what is it? I don't know. 71 is what my phone says, and sunny on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA.
I think this is just all a bunch of hullabaloo and a waste of time.
You're not wrong.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Yes, so crazy right now. Most incredibly, it's your girl, it's your boy, Young.
Tracy Perlman is with us for her weekly visit. Oh, hang on. Did we lose her?
Yeah, the phone line dropped. She just texted me. I got to call her back.
We got troubles with the phone line today, don't we? I got to tell you, we've got a very controversial topic to start with, and that is about men and baldness. Now, no accident that Dan Cook sent this topic.
Why would you say that?
Well, you are, when you say bald and beautiful, Dan Cook is follically challenged, would you say? Is that fair, Tracy?
Hi. Sure.
Sure, it's fine.
Sure. Yeah, that seems mean.
Is it?
Follically challenged?
Does that mean, Dan?
I don't know if it's mean, but it sort of makes being bald feel less than. In a way, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's the word challenged.
Yeah.
All right. What would you prefer to call it?
Just call me
Bald.
Bald.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
that's just a description.
All
There's
right.
no value judgment there.
All right. I mean, you are what you are.
Exactly.
Bald.
Through no fault of mine.
So
that I'm aware of. I mean, I don't know.
we don't know for sure, but probably not your fault. So here is the headline. And there are a number of stories about that. New study. Women are more attracted to bald men.
There we go.
Yes.
Tracy, is bald beautiful?
Yes. I'm into it.
You're into it. Why?
I think there's like a confidence that comes with it. It's like you didn't choose the lifestyle chose you, and you embrace it. I think it's great. I like Shamar Moore, bald. Stanley Tucci, bald. The Rock, bald. Pitbull.
Oh yeah.
bald.
The reason women love The Rock is because he's bald. Like these are all just good-looking men, right? Like what's the
Okay, Ben Lieber, Chris Hockey.
Ben
there's
Lieber,
local
just
people.
an average-looking dude.
Average-looking guy. Average-looking guy.
All right. So for our viewers, if you are watching us on YouTube at the WCCO radio account, I'm like, all right, I don't know what I would look like bald. I know what I have looked like with a thinning hairline. So I asked Grok, the X AI, to show what I would look like bald. And right now, if you're watching us stream on Facebook,
oh my,
there is a bald Jason versus me right now. I just took this photo, uploaded it. I look just like my brother in the bald picture.
Really?
That's really what Dan looks like. That is astonishing to see.
But see, I think I have it pulled up.
Okay.
I think your eyes are popping.
Mm-hmm.
I think your beard actually looks a little different. It looks like more trimmed, maybe. I don't know. Beard, it looks a little different.
We don't know.
Jason,
I don't know what AI
you
has
could
done.
lean into this. You could lean into this.
I mean, I could.
Yeah.
You could. Listen,
I've spent a fair amount of money to get a little bit of that hair relocated from the back of my head.
Trust
to
me,
the front.
I remember. Let's not forget. I
You
was
were there.
with
You were there. Tracy Perlman, one of the few people in the world that has seen me like post-op.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now I've emailed you, if you check your email real quick, a picture of me from my teenage years when I had a full head of hair.
Okay.
Because the point being that I'm told by people who have known me in both phases of my life that I'm far better looking without the hair than I was with the hair.
Okay.
So if you want to throw that up,
So that is now available on
that's
the
me.
stream.
That's like a senior picture. So that's me, probably 18 years old. And this is me now.
Interesting. I do think
you're unable to side by side those.
I don't think so. Now we're getting like, how fancy do you
We're
think this
video editing in real time, Tracy?
Yeah. It's
you know what? We're gonna roll with it. I think. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You know what, Dan? That's not you.
Well,
that doesn't feel like an authentic Dan to me.
Yeah. I did rock the mullet for several
You've got
years.
good flow.
Yeah,
Very good flow.
I did.
I like the color, but again, I think your eyes pop better.
So let us know. 651-461-9226. Some men don't have the best shaped head to be bald.
That is true.
That's sort of my fear. That's why I won't do it, because I'm worried that my head isn't shaped for it. Another texter says I look like Yul Brenner. Bald is definitely beautiful or handsome, and Dan is proof, says a texter.
All right, now we're talking.
All right.
How about that. Tracy, I don't know how deep you looked into this study.
I don't know why you have to take this here. I don't really think this is relevant to the
Listen,
conversation.
last week I felt very affirmed by all of my friends on social. They all agreed with me on my hot take of men should be approaching women more often. I also feel very strongly that if you choose to live the bald life, you rock it. It's confident. I think it lets other features pop. You can show your personality in different ways. I think I'm not against it. I'm not counting somebody out for their lack of hair.
I think that's good and correct, right?
Plus, you save a tremendous amount of money on haircuts and shampoo. Well, I'm not going to lie. The amount of money that I've saved.
Extra money you could spend on your lady friend.
Exactly.
Well, first of all, we have our enough segment coming up at 5:30. So if people have something they've had enough of, they can send us a voice message on the Odyssey app where you listen live to WCCO. Just click the microphone. It'll come right to us. So send me your pet peeves, the things that annoy you.
Probably like my hot takes on dating.
I love your hot takes, but one of my things that annoys me is surveys that are represented as if they're a study. This is not a study. This is a survey of 2,000 women who are asked to rate their top 3 features from a list. And the number one top feature was a muscular physique. You're like, sure, right? Sure.
That's a must.
This was
this was a dating app service, isn't it? A dating service that did the survey?
Married dating website, illicitencounters.com.
Oh.
Yeah, see, that's...
See, I don't like that. Like, it should be, in my opinion, I think personality reigns one. Like, make me laugh, make me think.
Yep.
Eyes. I think eyes are universally important to people. And a nice smile or nice teeth.
Nice teeth. Yeah, I think nice teeth underrated, right?
It's not a vanity thing. Well, maybe it is. I have a hard time when somebody has a really, really messed up mouth.
Yeah.
And it may not even be their fault. But like, I know some people who've played hockey in a past life and they have a fake tooth. And when they're not wearing it, I'm like, I can't look at you. Because I get a physical, no thank you.
Yeah. High cheekbones? Where are you on high cheekbones?
Doesn't matter to me.
Curly hair?
Don't care.
Hairy chest?
As long as it's kept.
Oh. Did you know Hairy Chest was the name of my high school band?
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'll put this picture. Where should I put the picture of me with it's on the YouTube, but I'll tweet it out as well. Let's break.
Yeah. I say let's put Dan's out there too.
Yeah. Could you create a split screen of you and your other photo? I'm trying to host a radio show. Like, you want me, you're like, can you do a split screen? I'm running the video feed.
You're the only
give
one
me
that,
a break.
You're the only one that has the keys to the video feed. I can't do that.
I'm just glad you don't have an AI generated photo of me with no hair. Thank you.
Challenge accepted when we come back.
Okay.
More Drive Time with DeRusha coming up on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, before I make that AI-generated photo of Tracy, let's talk about J.H. & Sons. J.H. & Sons is unbelievable. Dan, could you do me a favor? Since people are watching this on YouTube, could you go grab my jacket? Because when I walked in today, Dan says, I really like that jacket. And he asked the relevant question right away. He says, J.H. & Sons? Like, yes, it is. Oh, look at this service. This is why you got to be watching the YouTube. Watch Dan try to put my suit coat on. So I'm wearing a sport coat that I just picked up at J.H. & Sons. My guy, Kevin, helped me pick it out. I love it. It's summer. It's springy. It's light blue.
Yeah, it's really sharp.
Nice texture.
It's a relaxed look.
Yep.
But still not fully casual. I mean, you look. This isn't formal wear.
It's not formal wear.
It's very comfortable looking.
For me, it's
for a date night because I don't wear suit coats to work anymore. I do like to dress up a little bit more when I go out to dinner. And J.H. & Sons helped me find something perfect. And then their tailor, Dean, did an unbelievable job of making this fit like a glove. Go experience the difference. You deserve it. It is premium stuff. A lot of us aren't buying as much anymore, but you're buying better stuff. Go to the experts. J.H. & Sons is at the Galleria in Edina. You can visit them online, jhandsons.com.
Thielen Meats of Piers is where tradition meets taste.
Family grown, employee owned. We've mastered the art of meat.
That's why we're the #1 meat market in Minnesota.
And we're located right here in Piers.
Check out our mouthwatering selection at thielenmeats.com.
Better yet, stop in and see for yourself. We're serving up love one cut at a time.
Thielen Meats, from our family to your feast.
No meals complete without Thielen Meats
of Piers.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Oh, wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
At the University of Minnesota, our goal is to make sure what happens in Minnesota doesn't stay in Minnesota, because the discoveries we're making have implications for the health of the world. From the cancer-detecting AI model we built in Rochester, to how we're redefining mental health in Morris, to breakthroughs we're making in Crookston, Duluth, and the Twin Cities. Our discoveries start here, but they make the world healthier everywhere. The University of Minnesota, driven to discover.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to big wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
Problems in the midway for East 94 as you make way toward Dale Street with a crash working there. Look for left lane to be shut down and traffic to slow as you make way past Lexington. 494 northbound Baker Road, accident working off the left side there has you slowing back at Valley View. 35W northbound 76th Street, a crash and a stall causing problems in the area of 42nd Street. Traffic off and on slowdowns through that entire run up into downtown Minneapolis. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn McCreevy invites you to a free seminar for pre-planning your funeral and cremation services to help protect your family in the future. Enjoy food visit with speakers from the Glenhaven Funeral Chapel and Memorial Gardens Thursday, May 8th at noon at Redstone American Grill, Maple Grove. For information, go to washburnmccreevy.com. Seating is limited.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
Weather brought to you by Washburn McCreevy. Tonight, 46 is the low. Tomorrow, 72 and sunny. Friday, 81. Right now, it's 72 on CCO.
Jason DeRusha.
That's just how we roll right here on the Big 830.
Yeah. Send a segment in for the Peabody. We're ready.
On News Talk 830, WCCO.
Bald is beautiful. I say if you want to get extra hair,
go to the Hair Restoration Institute of Minnesota. That's what I say. But if you want to embrace your baldness, go right ahead, because you look great too. I have used AI to take Tracy's hair away.
Oh my!
I think you look.
That doesn't even look like my face.
No, it really
Does
doesn't.
it look like my face?
Not really.
But look at my eyes and my eyebrows are popping.
Yeah. I think you actually look terrific in this AI photo that's on our YouTube right now. I do think a woman is very attractive.
So confident. Like, I have a friend who's got a really short pixie cut, and I think it's really cute. I think I actually have a bigger face than that photo's giving me.
Yeah, I had a little struggle with the AI here.
Yeah.
Now I'm
not mad at it.
I did put Dan side by side as well. So this is why you got to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, go to WCCO Radio, and you can rewind at any time during our show and go back to this so you can see Dan before and Dan after. I think you look better.
Did you notice that the AI not only got rid of my hair, but the shirt under my jacket?
It did. It replaced everything that was black in color in your photo. I did it during the commercial break.
Chest.
I didn't have time to say to put your shirt back on. I didn't have
What
time.
a scandalous photo.
It is scandalous.
And there go your YouTube views, just shooting right up.
That's brilliant.
Yep.
That's absolutely brilliant. Tracy, this was terrific. I didn't know we would spend this much time talking about bald being beautiful, but
let's go.
No. I'm thinking about shaving my beard. I was thinking about going bald face. Is that a thing?
For the summer?
I'm thinking about it. I've had this beard now it'll be 3 years. It sort of marked the time when I left television.
Yep.
I'm wondering if it's time to see what I look like under there.
Let's do it. Go for it. Here's the deal. You don't like it in a couple days, grow it right back.
Yeah. Can I do that with my hair too? I might lose the Hair Restoration Institute sponsorship, though, if I shave the hair that they painstakingly
leave
put
the
on
hair.
We're leaving the hair. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
Trace, thank you. Enjoy the beautiful weather.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Tracy Perlman. This AI photo is horrifying. Both of us. Bald is beautiful. Gotta love it on CC. Jason DeRusha for the Canopy Group. Everybody knows that the Canopy Group offers home and auto insurance options. A lot of you know that the Canopy Group offers commercial insurance. But what many don't know is that the Canopy Group has also been offering employee benefits for decades. That includes group health, life, disability, and dental. The Canopy Group offers employee benefits through an interactive digital platform. It's great for both employers and employees. For employees, that platform provides online benefit enrollment and education. You can compare plans and cost details. For employers, that platform delivers an enrollment progress dashboard and a simplified hiring and onboarding process. Best of all, the Canopy Group becomes your back office benefits administrator. It takes the guesswork out of enrollment, onboarding, and beyond. Simply put, the Canopy Group's platform makes employee benefits administration simple and easy for you and your team. Learn more by contacting thecanopygroup.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you have doubts about your retirement readiness, listen to the Retirement Reality Report with Mark Dillon and David Linsky of L3 Family Wealth Partners. Join the Linskys Saturday mornings at 11 right here on WCCO.
The news you need from the station you trust. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul. Always streaming on the free Odyssey app. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Millions around the world are waiting for word of a new pope.
I'm not Catholic, but I come from a Catholic family. And so just having that history behind it and being able to witness this, really beautiful and very emotional.
There was black smoke today signaling the first vote was unsuccessful. CBS's Seth Doe.
We hear that the Cardinals want to have a relatively quick conclave. They don't want things going into the weekend and having people saying, wow, look at the divided church. They want to show unity. They want to choose a successor and move forward.
The longest conclave in history lasted nearly 3 years. The Cardinals have retired for the night and will try again tomorrow. The Fed today left a key interest rate unchanged. Jill Schlesinger on what that means for Americans.
That's good news for savers, many of whom can earn more than 4% on high-yield savings accounts or money market accounts or short-term certificates of deposit. But the news, not so great for borrowers. They are contending with higher rates on everything from an auto loan to a business loan to financing a credit card balance.
Today was the deadline to have a real ID if you're traveling. Some flyers weren't even sure if they did or not.
I got mine, I think, when my driver's license expired. But I just checked with the gate agent, and I have a little gold star on there, so I'm good to go.
3 former Memphis police officers were acquitted today in the killing of a black motorist. Allison Keyes has that.
It took a jury about 8.5 hours over 2 days to clear the former officers of state charges, including second-degree murder in the case of Tyree Nichols. Graphic police video showed officers talking and laughing as Nichols struggled. He was tased, hit with a police baton, punched and kicked. Prosecutors say the officers used excessive deadly force, while defense attorneys say the officer who acted with the most violence didn't stand trial.
The 3 were convicted on federal charges. The president says he wants the violence between India and Pakistan to stop. Here's Linda Kenyon.
Oh, it's so terrible.
Speaking in the Oval Office, the president said this exchange of fire cannot continue.
I know both very well, and I want to see him work it out. I want to see him stop.
And if this worst violence in decades between these two nuclear-armed nations does not stop,
and if I can do anything to help, I will be there.
Just ahead of President Trump's visit to Saudi Arabia, the kingdom has condemned Israel's plan to expand its Gaza offensive. Some Israeli relatives of hostages still held in Gaza were angered and surprised by President Trump's comments yesterday that 3 hostages Israel said were alive have died. On Wall Street, the Dow finished the day 284 points higher. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive. Protect your auto, home, and business with Progressive and get 24/7 coverage. See if you can save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Now from Minnesota's radio station, let's get you caught up with Minnesota's latest headlines and biggest stories on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly sunny, 71 degrees at 4:03. I'm Laura Oakes. A last-minute guilty plea from the man who crashed into the Park Tavern patio in St. Louis Park last year, killing 2 people.
This comes less than a week before 56-year-old Stephen Bailey's trial was set to begin after he originally pleaded not guilty back in December. Prosecutors have also filed new charges against Bailey for 3 more victims who were injured in the crash last September, bringing the total number of people injured that night to 12. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty.
I wish he had made different choices. There's nothing, even though we're going to get a lengthy prison term here, it's not going to bring loved ones back or undo the tremendous injuries.
Under the terms of the plea, Bailey will be sentenced to a minimum of 25 years in prison. He's scheduled for sentencing on July 28th. At the Hennepin County Government Center, I'm Taylor Rivera. News Talk 830. WCCO.
Park Tavern employee Christina Folkers and Methodist Hospital employee Gabe Harvey both died. The Park Tavern tragedy prompting some changes to Minnesota's drunk driving laws as Bailey had several DWI convictions in his past. The Senate passed a bill today that follows passage of a similar measure in the House last week. St. Louis Park DFL Representative Larry Kraft says he listened to several victims in the process of crafting that bill.
It has helped shepherd the legislation along its way, and the Methodist community in the St. Louis Park, the Park Tavern community have really been just invaluable as we work this forward. And my heart goes out to them. And hopefully today is a good day for all of them in terms of moving forward from this.
He says the bill simplifies the ignition interlock program and extends the amount of time a person has to stay on it if they have multiple DWIs. Ramsey County law enforcement leaders doubling down on their commitment to combating sexual assault.
In just 6 years, the charge rate for adult criminal sexual conduct cases has jumped from 39 to 64%. Ramsey County Attorney John Choi.
This work is a lot like a marathon that doesn't have a finish line. We just keep at it, and we're committed to continuous improvement.
St. Paul Police Chief Axel Henry says it's a team effort that has no boundaries.
If a St. Paul victim presents to a Roseville officer, or a Moundsville officer, or a Ramsey County Sheriff's deputy, they are not going to be turned away. We don't do that here.
The effort will focus on better forensic testing, training and retention for designated investigators, and community advocacy so victims don't feel so alone or have extended waiting periods during this process. Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
A Minneapolis firefighter is recovering from minor injuries after a 2-alarm fire at the former bar and music venue Whiskey Junction in South Minneapolis. Investigators say the fire spread quickly. The roof was unstable. No word yet on a cause, and there were no other injuries reported. As the Timberwolves try to forget last night's abysmal playoff loss to the Warriors, they'll have one less obstacle in Game 2 of the series tomorrow night. The team says Steph Curry will be out for at least a week due to a hamstring strain he suffered last night. ESPN reporting it's Curry's first strained muscle of his 16-year NBA career. WCCO News Time is 4:06.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
Brought to you by Whole Foods Market. Shop in store or online. Crosstown westbound signs move past 28th Ave, heading out toward Highway 100. Traveling on 494, you're going to find that to be heavy between Portland and the Bush Lake Roads. 94 eastbound near Dale Street, crash working there. Look for left lane to be affected. Things are jammed up as you come in from Lexington. Save on stunning florals at Whole Foods Market. Prime members get 15 stem tulips for $9.99 each through May 13th. Surprise someone special to brighten their day while supplies last. Shop in store online. Terms apply. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jordana Green here. I pray you and your family are always safe. But if there's ever a time where you need an advocate after an accident, let Mike Bryant of Bradshaw and Bryant help you. He will work with and for you in dealing with the insurance company. Call 800-770-7008 today. Bradshaw and Bryant, seeking justice for the injured.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
Brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury attorneys seeking justice for the injured. You can find them at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
I sound like a broken record, but it's a great record. Mainly clear, 46 the overnight low, sunshine and 72 tomorrow. We warm up again big time starting Friday. Mostly sunny with a high near 81. In the 80s for the fishing opener, mid-80s likely for Mother's Day.
Sunny right now, 71 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
The fun, relevant topics you want. The important and impactful info you need. News Talk 830 WCCO. No suit, no tie. Just DERUSHA. It's drive time. Live from the WCCO studios, high atop the Odyssey Tower.
Ladies and gentlemen, please make some noise.
I'm super excited to introduce to you
Jason DERUSHA.
All right, here we go. We're kind of getting over, as Laura indicated, the Timberwolves with a pathetic game one. I like that Minnesotans don't seem too defeatist, though, Dan. Very often, when we kind of lay an egg, the fan base goes to like, well, Minnesota sports, here we go again. I haven't really gotten that vibe. Have you?
I haven't.
If they do it again.
The cynical part of me wonders
Here
if...
it comes. I haven't. You sound like it.
Here it comes. The cynical part of me wonders if Steph Curry's injury isn't like the saving grace. Well, yeah, we got clobbered in game one, but Steph's out. So,
well, the Vegas odds have gotten better.
Yeah, no question. And they should.
I don't know. I was worried about yesterday's game. It's the old, like, when you sit around and wait. I don't know. It rarely works out well. Do you like that Steph is out? As a fan, I have
No.
mixed feelings about it.
No, I don't like that Steph is
No,
out.
because no
but-
one cheers for an injury.
Right. Nobody cheers for an injury, and you want to beat a team at their best, right?
No, I just want to beat him.
But I think, but that's just it. I think there's no question this makes, this improves the Timberwolves' odds.
I think so.
I mean, a team is better with Steph Curry on it than with Steph Curry not on
yeah.
it, period, end of paragraph.
Correct.
And Golden State found a way last night, but can they continue to do that? Because the Timberwolves aren't going to play that bad every game the rest of the series, right? I mean, that had to be their worst performance of the series.
Yes. And a texter says, got the clunker out of the way, kind of hate that Curry is out. I want to be the best by beating the best. Yeah, I agree with that in theory. Like, that sounds good, but mostly you just want to win, right? Like, I would prefer that we beat Steph Curry because I think we can beat Steph Curry. I really do. I think our team, if we play like we played against the Lakers, I mean, you got to make shots, but like our team firing on all cylinders should be able to beat.
I would thoroughly enjoy the Twins winning a World Series no matter who they beat. But if they beat the Yankees along the way, I'm going to enjoy it a little bit more.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I think that's right. Need your input. It is National Tourism Day. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday who was asking if travel is overrated. 651-461-9226. Is travel overrated? We have this argument with our oldest, Seth, all the time because Seth has never really been that excited about traveling, about going on vacation. He likes routine. He likes predictability. He doesn't get all that geeked up about travel. And the guy, my friend Sonny, is who I was talking to this about this weekend. And Sonny was saying, Sonny loves to travel. And he's always sort of made this case that travel kind of gives him life. It energizes him. It helps him focus. It lets him kind of mentally explore. For a lot of people, I think travel, you think about travel and vacation, you think about it as a break. Oh man, I need a break. Not me. When I travel, I don't know if I ever take a break. I think I always go at like the same rate. I don't think travel's over. Well, you know what? I hate to admit it, but I do think I was going to try to make a case that travel isn't overrated, but I think it is overrated. We over-romanticize the magical transformation that happens with 1 week in a tourist destination. And most of us, if you go on vacation to name the place, Portugal or Spain or Vietnam or Japan, are you really getting in touch with a different culture? Or are you just like seeing whatever the tourist version of that culture is? It's sort of, I thought it was a very interesting conversation because, I mean, one of my big things is I think we don't act enough like tourists in our own home, in our own hometown. So like,
you don't explore enough around.
We don't. We kind of, if I were to go to I was just in Miami. When you're in Miami, you're going to go, what's the big museum? You're going to go check it out. What about is there an arboretum or a cool gardens? You're going to go walk around that. How about a sculpture park? What do you do that sort of stuff here? I think we don't do that enough. But I do sort of call BS on the idea that like travel transforms your life. I think being exposed to different cultures is generally speaking good, but I don't know have you ever had a transformative travel experience?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm like Steph on steroids, right? I crave my routine. I crave my comfort of knowing, how things work and where I'm at and all that kind
Right.
of stuff. So travel's never been a huge priority in my life. Doesn't mean I haven't traveled a little bit. I have a little. I've never traveled out of the country. There's part of me that would desperately love. My 21-year-old nephew just did a semester abroad in Europe. He was based out of Spain, but he was all over the place. He was in London. He was in Morocco. He was all over the place. I think his girlfriend was in Italy, so they went there. He was in Rome for sure. And watching the pictures and watching him get to experience that was really cool.
Yeah.
And are those some of those places I would like to see at some point in my life? Yeah. But am I going to make it a priority? Am I going to save? Am I going to, make it a,
Yeah, the cost of it, the time.
I don't,
Some people are worried about the environmental impact. If you
Sure.
think about the kind of tonnage of jet fuel and all of that.
I don't see that being a huge priority for me, but that's more of a personality driven thing. Do I feel like I miss out on some stuff in not experiencing foreign cultures and not experiencing places, that are just wholly different from where I live? Yeah, I do. In fact, I made it a point to talk to the nephew about it before he went, because I'm thinking, 20-year-old kid, 21-year-old kid, do you know what you know in order to really appreciate that, all the stuff that he got to see? And I made a big impression on him, or I tried to anyway, of saying, look, you're going to have fun and you're going to party and you're going to do all the things that a college kid does. And that's great. But just take a minute once in a while to appreciate the fact that these places you're going to have been around for thousands of years, as opposed to the couple of hundred years that our nation and culture has been around. It's a huge difference. And it really, I get it. Intellectually, I understand it. Is it a huge priority for me to then go experience it myself? I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, you think about the bucket list, you think about, are there places that before I die, I would like to get to? Are there things that I would like to see? And I would like to go to Asia. I've never been to Asia. I think that would be amazing. Do I expect my life to be transformed? No, not really. It's something I hadn't considered because I'm very pro travel.
Sure.
I love the exploration. I love the comparison. I like to go to other spots and think like, I wish we had this, or, this is interesting how they're doing that, or whatever. I like that. I think, like, in many things, when you spend a fair amount of money on something, you sort of want it to do that.
Yeah.
And so then you say it's happening. When, like, is it? I don't know. And then there's also a performative aspect to it, right? Because we're in a digital age and a social media age where you can show your pictures. I think there's a certain amount of that. Where are you traveling to really experience something? I guess it just depends what your goal is.
Are you doing it for the gram?
Are you doing it for the gram?
Yeah.
Are you doing it for the gram? Fine, which is fine. I think that's fine.
Absolutely.
Doing something to feel good about yourself is fine. But don't try to convince me that your world has been thrown upside down in a way that you never experienced. Now, we had a guest on this show who took his family to the south of France and lived there for 6 months. Well, yeah,
that's a little different. Yeah.
That's different. That's a transformative experience. I have another friend who travels in a sort of in a gonzo way where it's like he does get into the culture. He really does. But then yesterday he's telling me he's been to 50 some countries. And you think well, is that 50 some transformative experiences, or is that just 50 notches on the bedpost?
I think, the thing about transformative experiences, right, is if you go looking for them, you don't often find them. They find you in times where you're not really looking for it. And you're just out, doing the life. So does it pay to give yourself 50 different opportunities for that experience to show up?
Yeah.
You could certainly argue that, right? But if you're saying that travel's only worth it if that experience then is this life-changing thing, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment, I think.
It's very interesting. I mean, we want more tourists to come here.
Sure.
Travel is a great way to get outside your bubble, says a texter. Open your eyes to how others live and open your mind to new ideas. It can also help you appreciate what you have. I mean, for me, mostly travel is I just like it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to try to convince you that there's Do I need a bigger purpose, or can I just do it because it's fun?
You can just do it.
That's
yeah.
all. It's just
Yeah.
fun. I think it's fun.
I think I like the idea of it better than the actual doing of it.
See, that's where
You
you
know?
and Seth are right on the
Yeah,
same
yeah, yeah.
page.
Like I want to watch, like on YouTube, go travel someplace, film it, put the video together, and then I'll just sit at home and watch it,
So straight. I can't argue against you. I'd like to. I'd like to tell you that you're wrong, but you're not. You're not. 420, I have a Mother's Day question for you coming up. If you get something for free, can you give that as a gift? Or does a gift have to have a monetary skin in the game from you? We'll talk about that. You can weigh in too, 651-461-9226.
Drive Time with DERUSHA is hitting the off-ramp for a quick stop on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason here for my friends at J.H. & Sons at the Galleria. Wedding season is here. Oh, I thought I was out of it. Got 2 weddings this summer. Not even second weddings. I'm like, what is happening? If you've got a wedding on your calendar in the next couple months, get to J.H. & Sons at the Galleria to get some advice to freshen up your wardrobe. You want to look good? Go to the best. J.H. & Sons has been making men look good in Minnesota for more than 50 years. It's an incredible store. They really do a great job. They've got locations in Sioux Falls, in Omaha, now in Edina. And the tailoring is really next level. So I have a jacket that I'm wearing today for a dinner that I'm going to tonight that I went to J.H. & Sons and I just said, like, I'm looking for something that looks put together but isn't stuffy. And so they're like, I got you. Kevin finds this unstructured, beautiful blue jacket, great texture, great fabric. Dean comes out, measures it, has it tailored to fit me. It's just a great experience. It reminds you of the old days when you were taken care of when you go to a store. You deserve it. Go to J.H. & Sons. This is luxury menswear for you. Go check them out. They're at the Galleria in Edina, and you can sign up for their email list, too. You'll be the first to know about big sales or events at the store. You can do that at jhandsons.com.
Mike Lynch with my buddy Julie from Donahue's Greenhouse in Faribault, Minnesota, where you drive a little and save a lot. Mother's Day coming up this weekend. What a special time to bring your mom to Donahue's.
It's a perfect time to come to Donahue's Greenhouse in Faribault. Our flowers are blooming beautifully. We have hundreds and hundreds of hanging baskets, rose bushes, annuals, perennials, everything that your mom is going to want.
The memories, the laughs you get to share down there, and the great staff you have down there is so helpful. It's just an unreal experience. I brought my mom down there for many years. Donahue's Greenhouse, the place to be on Mother's Day.
If you can't bring mom to Donahue's, bring Donahue's to mom. Buy a Donahue's Greenhouse gift card.
Plan that trip to Donahue's Greenhouse in Faribault. You're going to walk in the door, you're going to see the color, and you're going to go, wow. Julie, what's your website for hours and directions and ordering the gift card?
We're at Donahue'sGreenhouse.com.
Drive a little and save a lot at Donahue's Greenhouse in Faribault.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Here at the Almond Joy Factory, where tropical vibes abound, we use soft, fresh-tasting coconut.
The crunchiest almonds and delicious chocolate candy.
Ah, but do you know what our most important ingredient is? Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts and something even way better than that. Yes, Almond Joy is made with almonds and joy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this important announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it.
If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit. 800-384-7878. 800-384-7878. 800-384-7878.
You're listening to Drive Time with DERUSHA. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Very good point. By a texter on travel, saying, I've found that traveling to the same area several times can and has transformed the way I think about things and people. That's pretty interesting. If you go repeatedly, maybe you're in business. All right, so Mother's Day is coming. It's this weekend. Mother's Day always stresses me out. Stresses me out. It's hard to. So my wife's birthday is this month also. So Mother's Day is Sunday, and then her birthday is like a week and a half later. So Dan and I were talking a little bit today about Mother's Day and about gifts. And this people have strong opinions about re-gifting as to whether like re-gifting is a good idea. And like, if you want to re-gift, I'm not going to tell you that you're a very, very sad cheapskate. I'm not going to.
You're just going to judge silently.
I mean, it's not for me. It's not for me. Re-gifting is not for me. Not like a white elephant thing. Fine. That sort of thing. Free stuff, though. So, say, for example, you had access to, I don't know, the company's tickets to a Twins game on Sunday.
Wow, that would be fun.
And say your mother loves going to Twins games. Can you say, Mom, for Mother's Day, we're going to the Twins game, without fessing up to the fact that you got it for free?
Right.
651-461-9226.
For the record, I fessed up. Let's just be honest about that.
I think if you fess up, so I had this happen once. And this is an unusual circumstance.
Right.
So Alyssa.
I think you're 100% in the right on this, but go ahead.
Alyssa and I took my mom and dad out for Christmas dinner. And it was fancy. And we sat down. We had a beautiful meal. And the idea was this was the present. This was the Christmas gift. So at the end of the meal, the server comes over and says, I don't know if you know this, but the manager has taken care of the check. Now, this happens rarely. So don't think like everywhere I go, people are like copying my meal. That said, you're welcome to. But the server then makes a big deal about how the manager's taking care of it. And then like my mom and dad are just sort of laughing. Like, was this the plan? Try to dress up the gift? This is your gift? You're taking us out to dinner.
Now, you didn't know this was going to happen.
I did not. Did not. Now, if I did know and didn't tell them.
Then that's a different deal.
I think so. I think you have to fess up. And if it's nice, like your scenario, I think you're in the clear. I think you're in the clear on that. That is a good gift.
I feel like I'm facilitating an experience my mother's truly going to enjoy. And what better way to spend Mother's Day than with her son at a ball game, because she's a big baseball
All
fan.
right, let's see what Elizabeth in St. Paul thinks. She's on the CCO Talking text line. Elizabeth, in the Twins game scenario, is that a good gift, or is it a little lesser?
I think that's an amazing gift.
Yeah.
Because like I remember through sometimes church or like another organization that our kids belong to, we used to get Saints tickets and stuff like that, and either at a deep discount or for free. And while my mom and dad were still living, we'd call them up and say, hey, this is close to your birthday or Father's Day or something. Do you want to do this? And they were thrilled that we wanted to spend time with them, and that this was something they were going to be included on. And then the other thing, just as a teacher, and it's Teacher Appreciation Week, and I appreciate all the things that I get. People are very generous.
Isn't that
but,
nice?
You know, sometimes you get, yes, it is. It is so sweet and such a good surprise. Gift cards that it's not like your place that you want to go, but you know someone that like maybe likes Starbucks over Caribou, and you know, and so you stick those in their birthday card, and
I think
like
that's
so
very
happy.
nice. That's a regift. I will authorize that regifting. I think that's a good one. That's a good one.
So happy you approve. Okay, have a happy day.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I felt like I had to buy my parents another Christmas present.
See, now, if you did that all on your own, that
They
that's
didn't
fine.
say anything. They didn't say anything.
But to put to feel an obligation to do that, you didn't know the meal was going to get comped. You were fully prepared to pay for the meal. And you were, again, facilitating an experience that your mom and dad enjoyed and probably would not have done had you not facilitated it. So the fact that it got comped, so what, right? They still got to have the experience, and they still got to spend time with you and Alyssa. And isn't that awesome? That's the whole thing, or it should be the whole thing, I would think.
Texter says, in the Twins scenario, you're paying for parking, for eats and drink. So there's still a little skin in the game there.
Hey, my dad's probably paying for a lot of that, but I would. I honestly would, except my father's one of those people that I have to kind of like tackle him and tie him up somewhere in order to get to be allowed to pay for stuff. If he's there, he's just going to pay, and it becomes this whole thing where I have to like literally argue with him about let me pay for some of this stuff.
Texter says, I wouldn't care if something was regifted to me, and a Twins game would be great. No need to fess up. I do think you sort of need to fess up. It kind of, I think you should fess up.
So what
depends
on
on actively conceal it. Maybe that's what.
Maybe that's it, right? I mean, the gift. I see. This is a whole. I don't want to derail this, but the gift is about the person receiving it to me. I'm not looking for credit here in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So the whole idea of like fessing up to me isn't even a thing. First of all, my folks know me at this point. They know that if I'm getting baseball tickets, it's probably coming through the station.
Yeah, from work.
And that's fine, right?
Yeah.
Because the point of the thing is this something my mom would love to do? Yes. Is it something she would do on her own if I didn't help facilitate it? Probably not. So that's the whole thing in my eyes.
It's really good. I think it's a great gift. Moms just want your time and your love. And so that's all pretty good. I don't know, kind of fun to think about. 4:33, we're going to break. When we come back, a lot of Mom's Day shopping at Bachman's. Tell you that much. We will talk about that in just a minute. 140 years Bachman's has been around. They're celebrating, and we've got a great gift idea for you with a little CCO connection. We'll talk about that next.
More Drive Time with DERUSHA is on the way following these messages on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Livia Weight Control Centers wants to get you ready for summer. It's Jason here. I was just at the Livia Weight Control Centers in Coon Rapids this morning because Livia has so much going on right now. I had incredible success with their personalized nutrition program. And right now, oh, baby, 50% off the whole shebang. It was a great deal. 50% off their award-winning nutrition program when you join Livia now. And GLP-1 medication. So many people have had their lives transformed with the help of those medications. Just $149, semaglutide, tirzepatide available. Amazing. And then you do it the Livia way. You get the personalized coaching, the approach, the team, the whole group there for you, cheering you along every step of the way. I was looking into NAD+, which we're going to try it. They're always offering something new out there, trying to change lives, trying to get you to be the best version of yourself. So check it out. Livia.com or call 855-GO-LIVIA.
Spring is here, and the rush for outdoor furniture is coming up fast. Now is the time to upgrade so you can enjoy your space all season long and for seasons to come. By the Yard builds premium maintenance-free outdoor furniture, made to last and built to order right here in Minnesota. Backed by a 35-year warranty and priced direct to you with no middleman markup. Visit Woodbury, Maple Grove, or Jordan, or start your order at buytheyard.net. With By the Yard, life is better outdoors. Hi, Denny Long here. Whenever I'm looking at doing some home improvements around our house, I only go to Linda's Construction, a single contractor for all your home improvement needs. And right now through the month of May, Lindus is offering 75% off installation labor on Infinity from Marvin Windows, GAF asphalt shingles, and Leaf Guard brand gutters right through the month of May. Call 844-9-LINDUS, LINDUS, or go down the web, lindusconstruction.com.
At Odyssey, we believe in creating a diverse and inclusive workforce. We also value the power of community and encourage local organizations to help us in referring qualified applicants to our stations. If you're a community organization interested in receiving our vacancy information, simply email equalemployment@odyssey.com. You'll be notified of all our open positions. That's equalemployment@odyssey.com. And for all our listeners, please visit odysseyinc.com/careers for a list of job openings at all Odyssey radio stations.
Hey, it's Vanita. If your kids have moved out and you have more space in your home than you need, you've probably thought about downsizing and moving somewhere that would require less maintenance. Wouldn't that be nice? If you want to buy a new home, selling the one you're living in now is probably how you would afford it. You need to work with my friend, the good neighbor agent, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. Catherine decided to hire the Schuster Group. John's experience and responsiveness really stood out to her. She hired them, and John made the process as quick and easy as possible. That meant 4 offers in 4 days and an offer for thousands over asking price. It made buying her next home much easier. Catherine's happy that she hired John Schuster. Contact John for full details, 952-222-9000, online, johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. johnschustergroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
Experience Wheel of Fortune live at Treasure Island. You can be selected to play the game for your chance to win incredible prizes when the iconic show rolls into the island on Saturday and Sunday, October 18th and 19th. Get your tickets now at ticasino.com.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
An air conditioner at Metro Heating and Cooling is, on average, only $5,400 installed. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
Got some slowdowns thanks to a crash South 35E near Cayuga Street. The activity off the left side. Your slowdowns has come down from Roselawn. North 35E congested as moved between Victoria and Wheelock Parkway. 694 jammed up both directions between Lexington and 252. Traveling 169 northbound. Get ready for the heavy stoppage coming from Highway 62 heading up toward Medicine Lake Road to the crash area of Cedar Lake Road in the process of being cleared. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
If you have trees to trim or need tree removal, call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Land Company I use. B&M Tree Service, 1-800-569-9034. Or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
All right, weather brought to you by B&M Tree Service. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
Keeping it clear tonight as we fall back to about 46. Sunshine and 72 tomorrow. Then we're going back to the 80s. Friday, mostly sunny, 81. We'll stay in the 80s Saturday and Sunday. So dry for the fishing opener, warm for Mother's Day, and it stays warm into next week.
It is 71 and sunny at the Bachman's Greenhouse in Minneapolis on CCA.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA.
He does an incredible job, and he's not only a great announcer, but an even better person. So.
Wow.
DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, Mother's Day is on Sunday, and flowers, always a part of the equation, I think. Just garden stuff, getting all of that for, what's it been now, Karen? 100 and how many years has Bachman's been around?
140 years.
Oh, my gosh. Crazy.
We're old. We're old, and we know what we're doing, and we are ready.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Karen Bachman-Toole is with us from Bachman's, family-owned, 140 years. It's been kind of fun, Karen, reading some of the stories, talking about how Bachman's got its start as just like a tiny little kind of growing field.
That's right. You know, we're farmers first. We started as vegetable farmers at a little plot of land in Richfield, Minnesota. And now we grow the majority of the plants, trees, and flowers that you see in our retail stores and our friends at Lunds and Byerly's. And so over 14 decades, we've certainly worked hard to be part of the Twin Cities community, and we're honored every day.
All right. As part of Mother's Day, one of the things I love is, like, I get a little stressed out by it, right? Like, I know I'm getting a list of flowers, and I get a list of flowers from you guys every month. So,
sure.
Which I love doing that. The kind of autumn, it happens. It's always a little bit of sunshine and joy once a month. But if you go in the store, if you're freaking out, if you're at the last minute, you guys have huge sort of gift sections in all of your stores. And you've got you've got our 100th anniversary double album on sale, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. So on top of flowers, both, you know, cut flower arrangements and flowers for mom's gardens, there's curated gifts for her, including that wonderful album, you know, celebrating the legacy of WCCO, but gifts for the gardener, gifts for the entertainer, you know, achieving patio perfection right now and extending our time outdoors is something that everybody wants. And so
wait a minute, Karen, say that again. What are we achieving?
We're achieving patio perfection.
Oh, I love it. I am stealing that for sure. That is very good. I deserve patio perfection.
Don't we all? And, you know, it's something that we've been waiting for all winter. And so we finally get to be outside and extend our time. And so whether it's a raised garden bed for herbs and vegetables just right outside of your kitchen door, or if it's new containers, if it's, you know, tropicals for your table, those are all wonderful options. And our retail stores have great gift options. You can still order it for delivery to come just in time for Mother's Day, or stop in to any of the 6 retail locations, our farm at Cedar Acres or Lunds and Byerly's.
Is this, like, in the scheme of things, you've got Valentine's Day, you've got Mother's Day. Where is Mother's Day as far as, like, how busy it gets or how chaotic it is for you guys?
Yeah, we equate this to our Super Bowl.
Oh,
so
really?
It is. It's garden season, it's Mother's Day, and it's proms all at the same time.
Oh, gosh, yes.
We have a variety of customers in all age groups looking for something beautiful to add to their memories. And so we're ready. This is what we prepare for all year round. And the weather is just sunny with a high chance of gardening every day this weekend and every day next week.
Karen, you mentioning proms, you know, your kids are past that milestone, right?
They are, yes.
Yeah,
I have my first one graduating, actually.
But Sam had his prom last week, and all the kids went to the Lake Harriet Bandshell. And I got to tell you, this generation has about the, I think this is so cool. The girls get together and sort of make bouquets. So they go to Bachman's and buy the flowers, And then all of the friends kind of hang out, and like Sam's girlfriend like made his boutonniere. I just thought that was so cute. Like, how great to have young people kind of getting into it like that.
That's right. So petite bouquets are the hot ticket for prom goers this year.
The arm or the wrist corsage is out. They all had these adorable little bouquets.
Exactly. And, when young people connect with flowers, that sticks with them for a lifetime. You can appreciate the beauty and have fun with it.
It was so good. It was so
Yeah.
good. Yeah, I really love it. So I thought it was very, very fun. Karen, happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Well,
one of my
thank you.
favorite moms in the state, Karen Bachman Toole.
Oh, well, you're very kind. I will be celebrating Mother's Day with my family and, of course, at the business and helping spread joy, hopefully all around.
Do your kids get you flowers, or is that just sort of, that's like baking a cake for the pastry chef?
Yeah, well, they know exactly what to get now. So I love tropicals, and of course, I love birds. So I usually get something for my birding. So
nice.
Hopefully, that's in the ticket for this Mother's Day.
Yes, exactly. All right, good stuff. Thanks for being with us. Happy 140th. You don't look a day over,
I try. Be careful.
We think we're old here. 100 years, 100th anniversary album. You guys have 4 decades on.
We have 4 decades on you, but that's okay. We're all part of the same great Minnesota history.
That's pretty good. Karen Bachman Toole from Bachman's, great family-owned partner of ours. We appreciate it. And go pick up that 100th anniversary double album. So much great CCO history. Be an awesome Mother's Day gift. Thanks, Karen. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jason.
All right, 4:45. We will take a break. And I have got an absolutely shocking story. I was at physical therapy today. What somebody said to my physical therapist, the crazy stuff that people say when they're at an appointment. I'll talk about that when we come back.
Jason DeRusha and Drive Time needs to make a brief pit stop on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Man, it's a great weekend for doing some barbecuing. And Minnesota Pork wants to be a part of that conversation for sure. It's Jason here for the 3,000 family farmers every corner of this state that make up the Minnesota Pork family. Minnesota Pork is 3,000 family pig farmers, and they take care of the pigs, of course. They take care of people, and they take care of the planet. And if you go over to mnpork.com, you can get a great look at some of the stories of these pig farmers from all over the state. I love hearing about the families and hearing about the legacy, that commitment that a pig farmer has to taking care of the land, the way that so many of our pig farmers are using manure from the pigs to fertilize the fields. Then they grow the crops, and that becomes the feed. They are really being careful to not overuse fertilizer, to not over water, to not over anything, because they want to have that soil in great shape to pass on to the next generation. And protecting the water is just a Minnesota value. It's part of Minnesota Pork. If you go to their website, lots of great recipes under Pork 101. You can sort by cooking style. This weekend, I think it's all about grilling and smoking and making something mom would love. Go to your grocery store, your butcher shop, and let's have Minnesota Pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Trust and Will knows that we'll all eventually need a will. How about right now? Trust and Will makes creating your will easy, like while you're lounging on the couch easy. Trust and Will is designed by attorneys but customized by you, and all documents are state-specific and secure. Find your plan at trustandwill.com and use offer code RADIO now for 20% off. That's trustandwill.com, offer code RADIO. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. Visit trustandwill.com for details.
Advantage Seamless Gutters is now Advantage Home Pros. New look, same pros. Still locally owned and now taking care of all your gutter and roofing needs. Spring cleanup is just around the corner. Don't spend your weekends on a ladder cleaning your gutters when you could be spending time with family and planning that fishing trip. Trust your local gutter pros, Advantage Home Pros. Now your local custom roofing pros. With the highest quality workmanship and materials. Our trained, knowledgeable local pros can handle it all. Trust the pros. AdvantageHomePros.com.
Thielen Meats of Pierce is where tradition meets taste.
Family grown, employee owned. We've mastered the art of meat.
That's why we're the #1 meat market in Minnesota.
And we're located right here in Pierce.
Check out our mouthwatering selection at thielenmeats.com.
Better yet, stop in and see for yourself. We're serving up love one cut at a time.
Thielen Meats, from our family to your feast.
No meals complete without Thielen Meats
of Pierce.
At the University of Minnesota, our goal is to make sure what happens in Minnesota doesn't stay in Minnesota, because the discoveries we're making have implications for the health of the world. From the cancer detecting AI model we built in Rochester, to how we're redefining mental health in Morris, to breakthroughs we're making in Crookston, Duluth, and the Twin Cities. Our discoveries start here, but they make the world healthier everywhere. The University of Minnesota, driven to discover.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
We're going to find some slowdowns traveling south 100 with a crash working near Excelsior Boulevard, and the left lane shut down. It is packed and stacked as you come down from Highway 55. Still got a crash working north 169, Cedar Lake Road. Still got the slowdowns as you come up from Valley View. Tack on another 10 there for the ride. 494 northbound, that's going to be a slow ride as you come up from Valley View, heading up to the area of County Road 6, 35W northbound. Going to find some slowdowns there as you move from Highway 88, heading up into the area of Highway 10. Trey Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Jason DeRusha here. The Canopy Group represents 16 different insurance companies, not just one. They give you options. Each year, they'll review your program so you don't have to, making sure you get the best coverage at the best price. Do like I did. Go to thecanopygroup.com.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
All right, weather brought to you by the Canopy Group. It's great. It's great. Tonight, 46. Tomorrow, 72. Friday, 81. 80s all weekend. You're welcome, moms. Right now, it is 71 on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha.
Let's go through the list.
Yeah.
What do you think of Jason?
Absolutely no.
Oh, wow. Kathleen, thank you very much.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Automatic, supersonic, hypnotic, funky, fresh. With my body so melodic, this beat rolls right through my chest.
There are certain circumstances in life where it's best to keep your mouth shut. One of those circumstances, I would argue, would be at any sort of medical appointment. So I go to physical therapy about once a week. I'm a frequent visitor at my physical therapist. And, you know, I like to joke around. This is not going to surprise you, Dan, that when I go in to see the physical therapist, I like to kind of do a 2 or 3 minute set, you know?
Shut the front door.
It's, you know, poor Elise. She's like, I'm just trying to fix your lower back. Just trying to make your back feel better. I'm like, before.
She didn't realize what she signed up for?
Well, I have to do like a 5-minute warm up. You have to, you sit on a bike and do like a, you know, arm thing, and you're on the bike and you do whatever. And to me,
that's your time to shine?
Test out some material. Well, today Elise tells me before I get cooking, she's like, you are not going to believe what somebody said to me yesterday. So a guy says to her that she is doing nothing significant for the world, her job, and that we are in a major shortage of births in America. And he thinks she should be having some babies.
Oh, boy.
Like, I cannot imagine.
It seems It seems on the surface an unwise strategy when somebody has the power to cause you pain to say something like that.
First off, it's like, well, you're not doing anything useful. And then second,
oh, really? Here, let me adjust your shoulder. You know.
Second, it's you should start cranking out some babies.
Wow.
So I asked, if she punched the guy in the nuts or the throat, like where did it go?
It's a fair question.
She said, and then I wanted to know the response, right? And like, I like Elise a lot. Like, she's a great physical therapist. We have a good rapport. But like, I know she's married. That was all I really,
Yeah.
You spend 40 minutes together once a week. You're going to do
You're
a
gonna know a
little
few
bit.
things about the person. Sure.
This was this guy's first appointment with her. She does not have kids. You might assume that this gent is really doing something good for society, right?
I wouldn't assume that. No.
Yeah, he's not. I'm not going to say what his job is because I don't want to potentially identify this
You don't
person.
want to out him.
But he's not a candidate for the Nobel Prize. Let's put it that way. And he has 2 children. I mean, what is he doing for the birth rate?
Right?
Don't tell someone. Now, I mean, just the audacity. And then on top of it, the fact that, like, you don't know, like, maybe she wanted to have kids and she couldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe she has kids. Maybe she's getting a divorce. I don't know. It's none of your damn business. Do people do this? Like, do they do this at like the dental hygienist? I just think of all of these circumstances where like you're sort of stuck with someone for 40 minutes or so. Like politics and religion, I would say like, let's keep that
Maybe
out
stay
of
away from
like.
that. Look, I'm gonna push back only a little bit. I mean, this is outrageous. Should not have been said. It's ridiculous. This guy's a tool. All right. Having said that, you bring up dental hygienists. Okay. The number of times that you have, instruments in your mouth and, and then they get so what do you got planned for this summer? If you throw a comment back at the dental hygienist, I might have some grace for that.
That's fair.
In this case, no, not at all. But the dental hygienists, who are lovely people. But it just drives me bonkers that, you've got 3 different things in your mouth and they're like, there's one chit chat.
Let's have.
Can we just finish whatever it is you're doing?
I know. Yeah. First get that vacuum thing in my mouth.
Yeah, it's just thought.
Yeah, it's not the best time for jibber jab.
I don't think so. But again, with me, there really never is a good time for it.
That's fair. That is fair. Rush Hour news headlines coming up. Lots of good stuff. We'll update you on the conclave. No Pope. The black smoke is there. Plus a disco dance in Stillwater. All to raise money for a veterans memorial. Pretty cool stuff. Coming up straight ahead in the lead on CCO.
Hey, sports fans, Postman Law delivers. We've recovered over $3 billion for injured clients. From fender benders to major accidents, our team tackles the tough stuff, letting you focus on recovery. Dial 844-POSTMAN now. Postman delivers speed, ease, and results. Offices Minneapolis.
Don't tell Alyssa. Don't tell her. But she's getting a gift basket for my friends at Certix. It's Jason here. Mother's Day is coming. And Certix has you covered. I love these gift baskets. Their cheesemonger curated a selection of cheeses. There's crackers, there's jellies and jams, and just all sorts of cool stuff from my favorite specialty grocery store in the Twin Cities. So you go to Certix, you got all of that good stuff picked out. And then you can do a wine and cheese basket. You can do a beer, cider, and cheese. You can do a Veuve Clicquot. Why not? She deserves it. Get the mother in your life. Get her some bubbly. Or the non-alcoholic cheese basket. All of these options set up in a beautiful basket, all ready to rock, so you can just show up and up you go. They even give you the chance to pick your poison. Go see Certix at University in Hennepin today.
Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-969-0686 and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-969-0686. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-969-0686 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-969-0686.
Covering Minnesota, the nation, and the world. News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 KMNB HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Black smoke in Rome, day one of the conclave, produced no consensus on a new pope. CBS's Bradley Blackburn.
Disappointment for the thousands gathered here in St. Peter's Square, but it's no surprise. No pope in modern history has been elected on the first ballot.
CBS's Vicki Barker.
Among perceived frontrunners, Vatican number 2, Cardinal Parolin. CBS papal contributor John Allen.
Cardinal Parolin was born in northern Italy. He has spent virtually his entire adult life as part of the Vatican's diplomatic corps.
But it's generally acknowledged lacking charisma, unlike Cardinal Tagle of the Philippines, says author and Jesuit priest Thomas Rees.
He's very pastoral. The people love him. He's a social media meme.
It may take several rounds for this diverse and divided conclave to choose. Vicki Barker, CBS News, London.
Ahead of the conclave, there was pink smoke, a protest message of sorts to the all-male cardinals.
Women are sending a clear signal that they cannot go in with 133 men deciding the future of the Catholic Church without half of that Catholic Church.
They were convicted on federal charges and faced possible prison time, but 3 former Memphis police officers were acquitted today on state charges in the beating death of black motorist Tyree Nichols after he ran away from a traffic stop. Shelby County DA Steve Mulroy.
Was I surprised that there wasn't a single guilty verdict on any of the counts or any of the lesser included offenses, given the overwhelming evidence that I think that we presented? Yes, I was surprised.
The out-of-town jury was from a majority white county. The Fed today kept a key interest rate unchanged. Fed Chair Jerome Powell's reasoning.
The tariff increases announced so far have been significantly larger than anticipated. All of these policies are still evolving, however, and their effects on the economy remain highly uncertain.
Many parents are uncertain about the effects of tariffs, even with the U.S.-China talk set for this weekend. Jem Krasula reports.
Jennifer Katawi owns a baby goods store in New York City.
Just today, I had to re-tag a number of items because they have gone up just in the last 24 hours.
Nearly every car seat, a stroller, bassinet, and changing table sold in the U.S. are made in China and are now subject to 145% tariffs.
The president was asked today if he'd consider exemptions for some items like baby products.
I want to make it nice and simple. I'm not looking to have so many exemptions that nobody knows what's doing. We have to make it very simple.
The talks with China are set for Saturday in Switzerland. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says he'll be taking part. On Wall Street, the Dow finished off its highs, but up 284 points. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Now from Minnesota's radio station, let's get you caught up with Minnesota's latest headlines and biggest stories on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Mostly sunny, 72 degrees at 5:03. I'm Laura Oakes. Days before he was set to go to trial, a guilty plea from the man charged with killing 2 people and injuring several others after drunkenly crashing into a crowded patio in St. Louis Park last year. 56-year-old Stephen Bailey had previously pled not guilty in the crash that killed server Christina Folkerts and Methodist Hospital employee Gabe Harvey. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty.
Had he made different choices, Gabe and Christina would still be here with their loved ones. This was an entirely avoidable tragedy, and Mr. Bailey is being held accountable for causing it. He will be in prison for a long time to ensure that he cannot hurt anyone else.
Bailey faces a sentence of up to 30 years in prison. After the tragedy, Minnesota lawmakers went to work crafting bills that would strengthen the state's DWI laws.
56-year-old Stephen Bailey had 5 prior DWI convictions on his record and had a blood alcohol content the night of the crash 4 times the legal limit. That startling information led DFL State Representative Larry Kraft of St. Louis Park to take action to change the law.
So what the bill was about was making the requirements of time on interlock go up much more substantially for repeat offenders, from a public safety perspective. It did a number of other things in terms of look-back periods and other things, but all about how do we try to prevent this kind of tragedy from happening again.
The House passed its bill last week. The Senate passed it today. Now it goes on to conference committee to iron out minor differences and then to the governor for his signature. Susie Jones, News Talk 830 WCCO.
President Trump names a Minneapolis litigator and University of Minnesota Law School graduate to be the state's new top federal prosecutor. The Minnesota Star Tribune reporting Daniel Rosen was among 3 candidates recommended by the state's Republican congressional delegation, who call him one of the sharpest legal minds in the country. Rosen is also a Navy veteran. He says he's honored by the nomination and looks forward to the confirmation process. Ramsey County law enforcement leaders doubling down on their commitment to combating sexual assault. It includes better forensic testing, training for investigators, and more advocacy work so victims feel better supported and don't have to endure long waiting periods during the legal process. Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension Superintendent Drew Evans.
The legislature has set a goal for the BCA and all laboratories to test all sexual assault examination kits in 90 days or less. We're meeting that right now. And that's very important to be able to seek justice in these cases, to get those answers quickly.
Evans says this is also the first time he can remember where there is no backlog of cases pending 90 days or more. One less obstacle for the Timberwolves tomorrow night as they try to forget last night's abysmal playoff loss to the Warriors. The team says Steph Curry will be out for at least a week due to a hamstring strain he suffered last night. ESPN reporting it's Curry's first strained muscle of his entire 16-year NBA career. WCCO News Time is 5:06.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
We're going to find some slowing at Travel Highway 100 southbound. Crash at Excelsior has been cleared. Left lane reopened, but it is still jammed up coming down from the area of Glenwood. If you're going to be traveling 494 northbound, got your heavy stuff. Highway 62 heading up toward Highway 55. South 35W slowing to downtown Minneapolis as you move past Stinson. North 100, you're finding speeds below the posted as you make your way between County Road 81 and I-94. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
The face of Minnesota veterans is changing. For the centennial year celebration, DAV of Minnesota invites you to join the ongoing effort to fulfill promises made to the men and women who served our great state and nation. Donate today at davmn.org.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
Brought to you by DAV of Minnesota. Here's WCCO TV Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
I sound like a broken record, but it's a great record. Mainly clear, 46 the overnight low, sunshine and 72 tomorrow. We warm up again big time starting Friday. Mostly sunny with a high near 81. In the 80s for the fishing opener, mid-80s likely for Mother's Day.
Mostly sunny right now, 72 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Go from zero to informed in the time it takes to type the address. WCCOradio.com. No suit, no tie, just DERUSHA. It's drive time. Live from the WCCO studios, high atop the Odyssey Tower.
You're watching the cool, brainwashing 12-year-old and younger station that hides behind a slick image. We're so cool that we decide what's cool. And now, here's your host,
Jason DERUSHA.
Well, the Timberwolves lost yesterday. They play again tomorrow. At least we don't have another 5 or 6 days to wait for the next game. Tomorrow should be fun. Downtown Minneapolis. It was bumping last night. I was over at the Monte Carlo. The patio was jam-packed. Twins fans everywhere. Timberwolves fans everywhere. Twins had a heck of a performance last night. We got 3 in a row.
3 in a row. Carlos Correa hit one that I don't think has landed yet. So
we needed Carlos to kind of
get
going.
It going for sure. So
we'll take the temperature of the Twins in a bit. Also, enough coming up. I'd love you to text in at 651-461-9226. What have you had enough of? One of my enoughs is related to the titles on the TV screen. Dan has an enough that is caught on tape.
Yes.
His dash cam. It's driving related. What have you had enough of? 651-461-9226. Or you can send us a voice message on the Odyssey app. Just go to where you listen live to WCCO and click the microphone button. Tell me what is irking you, and we'll play that back coming up at 5:35.
Now, time to get you caught up on some of the biggest stories of the day. These are the DeRush Hour headlines.
Good evening. Our top story.
This just in.
Our top story.
We begin tonight with.
We begin tonight.
We begin with the lead.
The black smoke has been seen. Yes, today was the first day of the papal conclave. We are all now experts in the papacy, in the conclave. It is a fascinating, dramatic, bizarre experience. And so we wanted to get a little insight. Day one is over. They have not chosen a pope, but those 180 plus decision makers, cardinals, are behind closed doors, just like a jury that's being sequestered. Let's talk to Father Chris Collins. He is a Jesuit. He is the vice president for mission at the University of St. Thomas. And Father, it was pretty clear that black smoke was dark.
No ambiguity. Very clearly black smoke, it seems. So there is, non habemus papam, no pope yet.
So as you watch this conclave, I mean, is there ever on day one a selection? It seems almost impossible that would happen.
It certainly does. Maybe way back in the day when there was a much smaller crowd and it was a little more clear. I don't know the history on that, but certainly not for many centuries, I think, that would there be clarity. Certainly at this time, too. There's just so many players involved and coming from all different parts of the world, as everybody knows. So, yeah, it was pretty clear that the first ballot would not yield 2/3 majority, I think.
What are you watching for here? What about this particular time and this particular group do you have your eyes on?
Well, obviously, Pope Francis was such a significant figure that captured the imagination of so many people, and also was a lightning rod in some ways for some people, but a very forceful figure. So you always wonder, is there going to be more continuity along the lines of how he communicated and how he governed and so on, or will there be a different kind of tone? And it can be surprising sometimes. Sometimes there's surprising continuity, but then there's a surprising shift in direction too. So yeah, it keeps everybody interested for sure, myself included.
When you look at American Catholics and some of the issues that have been the more kind of talker issues within the Catholic Church, those issues are not always the same issues that the world church is considering. For me, the most striking thing about Francis's time is that it was a refocusing on some of the things that, at least for myself as a Catholic, that I find compelling about the faith, helping those in need, putting others before you, not necessarily the political hot button issues like abortion or women, whether women should be ordained as priests. Some of those things that Americans talk about are not necessarily the issues that are the issues of the global church.
No, for sure not. And I think that is really pretty hard for Americans to grasp, even though we might have an abstract knowledge of that, but to know that the concerns that we might have in this particular cultural context are not those of maybe the vast majority of the world. They're much different kind of concerns that oftentimes are much more immediate of life and death, frankly, and situations of war and conflict and migration and the corrupt regimes of different kinds in different parts of the world. So our issues are not necessarily, there's some commonality, obviously.
Sure.
But the American primary political concerns are not those, by and large, of the rest of the world. That's hard to get our minds around that.
Yeah. Well, we'll be watching for the white smoke. I mean, that's it is. It is sort of a hilarious kind of traditional throwback thing, right? Like they've cut off all the telecommunications and then we watch for smoke. It is. I mean, it's hard to believe it's 2025, right?
Yeah, jamming Wi-Fi and then but still sticking with the smoke. I love it. Yeah.
Pretty good. Father Chris Collins with us for the University of St. Thomas on the lead. Next, I want to talk about an effort to raise money for a veterans memorial in Stillwater. Stillwater has had a veterans memorial for some time, but they're trying to expand it, and they're doing it in a way that involves disco. Let's bring in Corey Butner. He is the owner of Leo's Grill and Malt Shop in Stillwater, and he's part of the effort to raise money for the new Stillwater Veterans Memorial expansion. Because I mean, it's easy to get behind an effort to honor the heroes of Stillwater, right?
Oh, yes, exactly. Like the Stillwater Veterans Memorial has been up since 2004. And right now we're planning an expansion. We're kind of running out of pavers. And people can buy a paver for $300, and we've sold about 1,400 of them already, and so we're planning an expansion, and so we're doing a little campaign to raise some money to pay for that expansion.
All right, this sounds so much fun. What you guys are doing a week from Saturday, May 17th. Tell me about the Dine Here, Dance Here plan.
Right on. So Dine Here, Dance Here started out 3 years ago. So this is the third year that this event has been taking place in downtown Stillwater. We started out on Main Street as just a dance. Last year we had dinner on the bridge. This year we're elevating it with a 4-course white linen meal, just really good food, and then drinks and raffle tickets, all taking place on the Chestnut Street Plaza. So al fresco dining.
The dance vibe to me is so Stillwater, right? Like free, fun, come and dance and have a good time. But then like to do that extra step to try to raise money for the Veterans Memorial. It goes to the love that people have of their own community, I think.
Right on. Stillwater looks, to the past and with pride. And we've done a dance on Main Street or on Chestnut dating back to the early 1900, 1901, those times. And that was a free dance. People would come out in their Sunday best. And we had a good time with that in years past with the 1800s, 1900s costume contest. What's cool about the vibe this year is we're changing it up a little bit. We're going disco.
Disco.
So
All right. Why not?
So bring out your flood, your floods and your chains, and you can unbutton a couple more, show some chest hair, get your disco vibe on.
Right. How many buttons are you going to have personally on button, Corey? What's the plan?
At least 3.
Yeah, there we go.
Depends on what my wife
there's
will allow.
There's a fine line between like disco fashion and creepy old man. Like it's a delicate dance right there.
It is, my friend. It is. And all the proceeds go to the Veterans Memorial. So we've got kind of going all out this year to try to raise some money for this expansion, and it's going to be a great time. And then again, the dance is free. Everybody can come and join that. But for tickets, and tickets are on sale now through Mother's Day. So what a great idea. If you can't think of, if your mom has everything, give her a ticket to this event.
All right. Good stuff. Corey, thank you. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure talking to you. Take care now. Thanks for having us.
You can get those tickets at Stillwater Veterans Memorial.org, or if you go on Eventbrite, which so many tickets are always on that site, you can just look up Stillwater Dine Here, Dance Here, and it'll hook you up. Come on. I love Stillwater. Free dance. That is so out of a movie, isn't it? Having a good time in downtown Stillwater, dancing and doing it to help raise money to honor the veterans of Stillwater. Good stuff. 518, that is the lead. Page 2 is coming up in just a minute. The Energy Star label, why that might be going away. How important is Grandma's Marathon to Duluth? And do you know what foaling is? It's kind of a sport. We'll talk about that next.
Don't touch that dial. More Drive Time with DERUSHA coming up on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Pro Turf. You know, you're looking at your lawn. You're looking at your yard right now. You're like, all right, I got to step it up. I got to do something better. Reach out to my guys at Professional Turf. It's Jason here for the Pro Turf team. They are amazing. They are going to be at my house tomorrow. Mulch. It's mulch season. It's time to clean up all the debris that's in my yard. Pro Turf does it all. They're going to fertilize your lawn. They're going to take care of weeds and make sure that that's not an issue. And they're going to do it by doing an in-person estimate. Old school service, unmatched. Pro Turf, family owned, been here in Minnesota for more than 3 decades. You'll find people on the Pro Turf team who have worked for this family owned business for 20 years, 25 years. It's because the people are awesome. They believe in the approach. And that's the in-person difference, right? So they come to your house, they check it out, they design a solution to make your lawn look awesome. Landscaping, don't sleep on that. Maybe you've been thinking about upgrading your yard, upgrading your look. Maybe you need new pavers. Your driveway is a mess. Your patio is uneven. You need a boulder retaining wall. They do it all. ProfessionalTurf.com. That's the website. Go there. Go check it out. And you can get a free estimate or a service call, all of it right from the website. ProfessionalTurf.com. That is the home for Pro Turf. Reach out. Make your lawn look great today.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
Welcome to Staples.
Hi, I hear Staples prints it all.
Oh, you bet. Posters, banners.
Can you print it all for Father's Day?
Oh, of course. Photo gifts like canvas prints, photo puzzles.
Can you print it all for graduation?
Sure can. Custom cards and invites.
Can you print a huge banner with the grad's picture?
Oh, definitely.
Even an embarrassing baby picture?
Oh, those are the best kind.
I know, right?
Print it all for dads and grads at Staples. And right now, get 40% off custom cards, invites, and photo gifts. N75 exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
It's May. You should be thinking about Mother's Day. Give mom the gift of better sleep. Or how about less pain? You could do both. Mini Leaf makes products for both. The Triple Diamond Pain Cream will keep her feeling good and in less pain. And those Sleep Night Gummies will help her sleep painlessly through the night. Those Sleep Night Gummies are a real charm. Check out Mini Leaf's products at MINNELEAF.com. Mother's Day shouldn't just be one day of the month. It should be every day in May. And Mini Leaf wants to help you celebrate. Go to minileaf.com. Check out that Triple Diamond Pain Cream, those Sleep Night Gummies, or their other great products. I use them. There's so many CCOers that absolutely love them. You will too. Tell my friends at Mini Leaf, Jordana sent you.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was going to unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA.
Not for me. I mean, this... Not for me.
I mean, it is horrifying.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
DRIVETIME Hour news headlines, page 2 on this Wednesday. And we begin with a story that affects just about every one of us, because we all have this on at least one thing in your house, your fridge or your dishwasher or whatever, the Energy Star label.
And when your house is Energy Star certified, well, that's even more reason to celebrate.
Energy Star. The Energy Star program may be going away. How about that? New York Times reporting that this is part of the Trump desire to rein in anything related to climate, any kind of work that the government is doing when it comes to climate. Energy Star program may be going away. New York Times reporting that managers announced this during a staff meeting. They said any divisions that oversee climate change and energy efficiency are going to be gone. So Energy Star going away. It's been around for 33 years. You know the blue label. It shows that an appliance has met energy standards, efficiency standards set by the federal government. It's been credited with changing the way that Americans shop. And by putting that label out there, the manufacturers make products that use less power. It reduces pollution, greenhouse gas emissions as well. The budget for the Energy Star program is small, but the benefit has been big. Now, maybe the manufacturers are going to just keep doing it this way because that's sort of what they do now. But this likely has more to do with the fact that President Trump has been upset about the energy efficient shower heads because, you know, he's got beautiful hair. Got to get that water. And the toilets, I will give him a point on the toilets. I do hate that the new toilets you flush and you're like, did we do it? Did we not do it? Ugh. Staggering numbers showing just how important Grandma's Marathon is to Duluth. Grandma's Marathon is big money. We're talking $40 million or so of impact in the Duluth area. Minnesota Star Tribune reporting that over the past 4 years, the economic impact has nearly doubled. So this is a study done by the University of Minnesota Extension. Because you get the runners, you get the friends, you got the half marathon, you got the 5K, you got the full marathon, you have 2 nights of live music. Last year's races drew almost 18,000 people to the starting lines, largest turnout in history, which goes back to 1977. It's almost as old as we are, Dan. They looked at this in 2019, 5 years later, up 60%. What do you think it is? I don't know. Obviously, things cost more. That's part of it. But I think people are making more of a weekend of it. It's not just the race. 90%, so they surveyed the participants and found nearly 90% of the runners are visitors. And they travel with 2 to 3 other people and stick around for 2.5 days. And every person spends on average more than $176 per day, which you figure lodging, transportation, food. Yeah. Pretty interesting. Big money. Are you ready for foaling? Foaling is coming to Minneapolis.
And what better way to share in the end of an awesome day than by sharing a game of bowling? Yeah, football plus bowling.
There was a guy in Michigan. They were tailgating. They were actually bowling. And a football came along, knocked over the pins, and they said, there is something to this.
Foaling. It looks kind of fun. Minneapolis St. Paul Business Journal reporting that the Foaling Warehouse, which is a chain that I think is based in Detroit. They got one in Cincinnati. There's one in Texas. That's what that YouTube clip is from. It's coming to right near the Minneapolis Farmers Market. You know, all those industrial buildings right near the Farmers Market in downtown Minneapolis. There's a building, an old industrial building on Royalston Avenue that has just been approved. It will be the first Minnesota franchise of Foaling Warehouse. Oh, it's based in Detroit. So there will be nearly 24 of these lanes. So basically, it's bowling, but you just chuck a football at it. which seems like also they're going to have a full bar. I mean, these folding lanes are not divided by any sort of thing, so there is a high percentage chance of nonsense, right? This could be open Sunday through Thursday. Oh, no, 7 days a week, 4 to 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and it'll be open for lunch on Fridays and Saturdays. Dan, would you go folding?
Probably not.
I don't know if I'm not very good at throwing a football, but it does look like fun.
This honestly, to me, and people want to do this, God bless them, go do what you do. This really kind of seems like one of those things that's just invented to have an excuse to drink.
I think it's that people want stuff to do. And I think it's
while they're drinking.
I think it's the opposite. It's that you want something other than just going to a bar. So you want some activity, you want some stuff. It's like they have these like pints and paddle, these pickleball places.
Yeah, but no, that's my point. Is the whole axe throwing?
Do you think the attraction is the drinking, or is it?
I think because you don't want to, because you feel like if you just go sit at the bar, that's somehow depressing and somehow societally frowned upon. But if there's all these other games involved,
then we're going to play bowling. We're not going to get schnockered.
Yeah, exactly. But you're really going to get schnockered.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just my theory.
Well, you could weigh in on that on enough. If maybe that's enough for you. That's what's coming up next. 651-461-9226. What have you had enough of? I want to hear it from you. And I love it if you'd send a voice message or give me a call. The voice message you can send through the app. So on the Odyssey app, where you listen live to WCCO, there's a microphone. Click the microphone, record your message, send it while we update you on weather and traffic next.
DERUSHA returns shortly with more of Drive Time on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Let's talk about the best windows on the market. It's Jason here for Window Nation. May is when the temperatures start rising, and it's when you want to beat the heat, right? You're looking at your windows. You're like, man, this winter they were kind of crappy. And this summer, I'm going to have the air conditioning running, and the hot air is going to come right in my house. Forget it. Beat the heat. Window Nation right now has their semi-annual sale in effect. 60% off and a free entry door when you purchase a house full of windows. Stop putting it off. Now's the time. No money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. That is a whole lot of saving. These windows also come with a lifetime warranty, so you're going to save long in the future. One of the things I love about Window Nation is that they are going to come to your house and bring the showroom to you. They bring it right from Fridley. Their office is in Fridley. They'll bring the windows to your house. They're respecting your time. And then they're also taking a look at what's going on in your house, what needs to be replaced, what doesn't. I trust Window Nation. So should you. 866-90-NATION, or check it out online. Go to windownation.com.
Special Agent Starling. Phone call. Excuse me, Joe. Starling.
Hello, Clarice. Have WCCO fans stopped screaming about the tariffs?
Where are you, Dr. Lecter?
Somewhere quiet, sipping a nice Chianti and listening to WCCO. You should also tune in.
You know I can't make that promise.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner. It's based on a recent DERUSHA Eats segment. Bye.
Clarice had questions. You have questions.
Dr. Lecter.
There's no silence of the fans here. News Talk 830 WCCO.
You know that feeling when you're about to cut into a juicy steak and hope it tastes as perfect as it looks? Well, worry no more. The Chef IQ Sense is a wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or overcooking your chicken, fish, or meat, whether on the stove, top, oven, or grill. The probe is inserted into your food and connected wirelessly to an app. Once you select your desired doneness, the app alerts you when to take the steaks off the grill or the turkey out of the oven. It's that simple. Order one now on chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Mike Lynch with my buddy Julie from Donahue's Greenhouse in Faribault, Minnesota, where you drive a little and save a lot. Mother's Day coming up this weekend. What a special time to bring your mom to Donahue's.
It's a perfect time to come to Donahue's Greenhouse in Faribault. Our flowers are blooming beautifully. We have hundreds and hundreds of hanging baskets, rose bushes, annuals, perennials, everything that your mom is going to want.
The memories, the laughs you get to share down there, and the great staff you have down there is so helpful. It's just an unreal experience. I brought my mom down there for many years. Donahue's Greenhouse, the place to be on Mother's Day.
If you can't bring mom to Donahue's, bring Donahue's to mom. Buy a Donahue's Greenhouse gift card.
Plan that trip to Donahue's Greenhouse in Faribault. You're going to walk in the door, you're going to see the color, and you're going to go, wow. Julie, what's your website for hours and directions and ordering the gift card?
We're at Donahue'sGreenhouse.com.
Drive a little and save a lot at Donahue's Greenhouse in Faribault.
College holds a mythic place in American culture, but there are stories you won't hear on the campus tours.
The higher-ups are concerned about one thing, and that is avoiding scandal.
I'm Margot Gray. On the new podcast, Campus Files, we cover everything from rigged admissions to the drama of Greek life and student protests. Listen to and follow Campus Files, an Odyssey original podcast. Available now on the free Odyssey app and wherever you get your podcasts.
Seems everything costs more these days. Gas, groceries, and when's the last time you checked your wireless bill? When it comes to Big Wireless, if you're staying, you may be overpaying. Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast nationwide coverage without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers can get their second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit a store near you, or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-921-5252. 800-921-5252. That's 800-921-5252.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
Cedar South as you approach 494, crash off to the right side, creating a little bit of a slowdown. If you have a job on 494, it's on the slow side, both directions between Cedar Avenue and East Bush Lake Road. Northbound 69, so watching slowdowns there, Valley View, heading up toward Highway 55. 10 westbound jammed up between Egret and Hanson. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Have you seen the wind or hail affect your home? Honest Exteriors offers thorough inspections and can be your advocate with those tricky insurance companies. From the first raindrop to the final nail, Honest Exteriors is with you. Local pros, honest work. HonestExteriors.com.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
Honest Exteriors bringing us the weather forecast. And who wouldn't want to bring this incredible forecast from Chris Schaefer?
Keeping it clear tonight as we fall back to about 46, sunshine and 72 tomorrow. Then we're going back to the 80s. Friday, mostly sunny, 81. We'll stay in the 80s Saturday and Sunday. So dry for the fishing opener, warm for Mother's Day, and it stays warm into next week.
It is warm right now. Sunny, 70 degrees. Can't beat it on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA. Video streaming live on YouTube and always on your radio at News Talk 830 WCCO.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore. I have had enough. Enough is enough. Enough.
Time for our weekly segment where you get to get it off your chest. What have you had enough of? 651-461-9226. You can always send us a voice message using the Odyssey app. Just click the microphone and you can record it, send it in. I'm going to let Jeff go first. Jeff in Sauk Rapids.
Thanks, Jason.
How about that? Usually I go, then Dan goes. Why don't you go first? What have you had enough of, Jeff?
I've had enough of generational identification.
What do you mean?
Gen X, Gen Z, Gen whatever. I don't know. Do we have a Y? Do we have a W? What about the other 24 letters of the alphabet? And what does it really mean? The only meaningful barometer that I have, as far as at least one of them, is you frequently proclaim to be Gen X. I know that you're 50 and I'm 22 years older.
Yeah.
That's all I know about
That's all
it.
you know.
You know why?
You're a boomer.
'Cause I don't
Classic
care.
boomer complaint here. Have you ever been okay boomered, Jeff? That's the ultimate.
No, I have
insult
not.
From the kids.
I have not.
Yeah.
Probably because I don't hang around with those people. I'm not sure.
I think the only like the generations. So there are still some from the greatest generation who are around.
Yeah, but where do these letters come from? Who came up with Generation X?
So how
I
did
don't know, Elon Musk?
Wasn't X? He was on it early.
Related to him?
Maybe. I think X. So the answer is that Generation X was named after a chapter heading in the book Class, which was titled "The X Way Out." Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Weird.
Fascinating.
And so Gen X, as usual, we were the first of the letters. And then everybody copied us and gave us no credit. That's sort of how that works, right? That's the Gen X.
I wonder what would have happened if we'd have read War and Peace instead.
Could have been a different. Could have been different.
But, you know, the numerical identifications are just absolutely meaningless.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
How many years defines a generation? Is it 50?
It's
60,
usually
75? I don't even know.
16, something like that. 15, 16. Yeah, about that.
No, to be a full generation older than somebody else.
Oh, I see. Well,
How
yeah.
many years?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Dan? Like, if you're a generation older, I would say like 25 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. Why can't I be in charge of it? If some author in 19 whatever made up the Gen X thing, I may as well make it up too.
The other day there was something on the news, and I wish I could remember what it was. I thought it was significant, but it talked about a high percentage of Gen Zers that are doing whatever they're doing. Which I thought it was. I thought what they were doing was important. And all I walked away from it was with, who the hell is Gen Z?
It is kind of
I
ridiculous.
think that was a great idea. To whom do I give credit?
Yeah, it's very good. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it. I think part of what happens with these descriptions is they sort of get frozen in time.
Yeah.
So, like, as a Gen Xer, we think of millennials as like sort of the whiner generation, right? Like, they're lazy. They don't want to work hard. They whatever.
Sure.
And we think of them as like very young, but like millennials today are the oldest millennial would be what, 30? No, the youngest millennial.
I was gonna say the youngest would be.
Sorry,
in their
the
30s.
youngest
Yeah.
would be 30. And the oldest is like my sister was born in 1980. Millennial is like 81.
Yeah. So
Oh,
early 40s.
Early 40s. Yeah. We are both Gen X.
Yes.
Overlooked. We're the screwed generation because the boomers wouldn't get out of their jobs.
Yeah.
And now we're too old to be like the cool
I don't know.
CFO.
I saw a story the other day that said that Gen X is actually the cool generation. That millennials are realizing that Gen X is actually.
Oh,
the
I
cool
saw that
generation.
too. Yeah.
So maybe.
Yeah. Can't be true. Probably written by a Gen Xer.
Probably. Can I tell you what I've had enough of?
Dan's is so good.
I'm so. Monday, I'm driving home from work. First of all, I'll just tell you what I've had enough of. I had enough of stupid Minnesota drivers.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of y'all out there. I'm driving home from work on Monday. I'm going west on 394 to go south on 100. So there's sort of that double lane off to the right. That's the exit lanes. And I see there's an SUV that pulls up kind of alongside me in a lane that has to continue on 394 and not exit because I'm in the south 100 lane. And I see a sedan come right up on the tail of that SUV. And my first thought is, wow, why is this guy tailgating so hard? And then I realize, oh, he thinks he's going to get in front of me when there's maybe a car length between me and the next car, and he's going to cut right in front of me. And so I'm sort of bracing for it. And sure enough, boom, here he comes over. And it's a situation where I've either got to slow down or this guy's going to hit me because he's just coming and he's clearly doesn't care that there's not enough space for him in there. And not only does he cut in front of me, and of course I hit the horn to let him know that I'm there, he goes all the way across both lanes to get to the north 100 exit. And what really drove me nuts is I glance in my rearview mirror at this point. There's like 3 or 4 car lengths between me and whoever was behind me. So he easily could have gotten in behind me and gotten over and done what he did. But no, he decided he needed to be in front of me for whatever reason and nearly caused an accident. Fortunately, I was running a dash cam. So if you follow me on TikTok, Dan Cook MN on TikTok, you can see the video of this ding dong cutting me off and me deftly avoiding the accident. I've just had enough of overly aggressive, going too fast, cutting people off, driving like maniacs, Minnesota drivers. I've had enough.
Was this really just a promo for your TikTok?
Not really. No.
Okay.
No. I would have had this enough whether I had taped it on TikTok or put it on the TikTok or not. But I'm just saying, if people want to see it, they can go to the top.
I
and
mean,
it's there.
all right.
It's right there. Dan Cook MN.
My enough is similar. And lots of texts coming in at 651-461-9226. Because I would describe and here, I'll put Dan's TikTok up on the YouTube.
Yeah.
So if you follow us and subscribe on YouTube, or if you want to check it out later under the YouTube Live, check it out. So my enough is also related to the exit. And I describe this suggestion.
Oh, there he comes right there. Just cut me right off. Oh, that jerk.
It's tough.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
It's all right. We could have, I guess we write this down. That would have been exciting.
Well, too late now.
Hear you honking the horn.
Yeah.
My enough is about the exit and the unwillingness for people to take the L. If you are driving and at the last minute you realize, oh no, that's my exit, keep driving. You do not need to cross in front of 3 lanes of traffic to get to the exit. You do not need to, once you pass the exit, quickly get over in the kind of striped area. Take the L. Take the L. Because, ladies and gentlemen, you know what there is ahead of you. Another dang exit. You can exit at the next exit. And you could turn your pretty little car around and come back. Enough. Take the L. You people are ridiculous. This happens on like city streets as well.
Oh, yeah.
So at a certain, you are going to screw up. It's okay. It's all right. You can spend an extra 3 minutes drive. Now, I have missed an exit before and I had to drive 5 miles to the next exit. And you know what I did? I drove 5 damn miles to the next exit. It's fine.
And you still got where you were going and everything?
It was amazing.
Unreal.
Enough. Texter says, enough of running red lights. Maple Grove is the worst. Be careful out there. I have seen so many people running red lights. Very, very scary.
Can I do my Maple Grove rant?
Sure.
94 headed west, the Weaver Lake Road exit.
My God.
Come on, Maple Grove. There's a lane there. You don't have to stop and wait for traffic to go by. There's an extra lane there, but nobody reads that sign and they all just sit there like scaredy cats until all the traffic clears. And then they pull out and guess what? They're in their own lane.
Yeah. Now
read the signs.
Yeah. That's a sign most people don't know though.
Yes.
Where it's like the like arrow continues and but I honk the horn.
Oh,
If you were able to geolocate where I honk the horn the most,
that'd be right there. Yeah, for sure.
Now, texters saying they think turn by turn has contributed to some of the terrible driving because people realize because the GPS is maybe a little bit behind. Yep. And so they realize they're in the wrong
Or if there's
lane.
like multiple exits all in the same area, sometimes the GPS gets a little confused.
No one knows how to get anywhere.
I sure don't.
They just turn it over to the thing.
If it wasn't for GPS, I wouldn't be able to get anywhere.
Lots of good texts at 651-461-9226. Before we go to break, weigh in on this. Enough of grocery choices. I stopped at a grocery store to get a jar of salsa, 5 different brand names, divided into mild, medium, or hot, then subdivided into chunky or regular. The salsa aisle is out of control. I love salsas. I do not need, I don't know. I wonder at the grocery store I go to how many SKUs there are of salsa. It's like hot sauce. I don't need 700 hot sauce choices. I like it. I'm with you. Enough, Texter. More. Plus, we'll take the temp of the Twins in a minute here on CCO.
Drive Time with DERUSHA is back after this on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Do not mess around when it comes to your skincare. It is so important, and this month is Skin Cancer Awareness Month. It's Jason for my friends at Terene Dermatology. Terene, man, they're awesome. They're turning over this live message from me instead of telling you about all the Terenes and everything. They want me to talk to you about skin cancer risk. 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer by the time you turn 70. So somebody you know has skin cancer. For me, it's my father. Just 5 sunburns can double your risk of melanoma. Melanoma is not actually closely linked to repeated exposure to the sun. It's that kind of once in a while rare occurrence. Boom. Now, the good news is if you catch it early, the survival rate for melanoma is 99%. But the data's not good. More young people being diagnosed with skin cancer, more young people with melanoma. And so you got to take care of yourself. Sunscreen helps. Covering your skin with hats and long sleeves, that's even better. For more advice, go to Terene. Get an annual skin checkup to make sure you're in the clear. Terene is Tareen, dermatology.com.
One 877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1 877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. You'll get a maximum tax deduction and a vacation voucher.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real
Hey,
estate.
it's Benita. Nobody wants to wait forever for their home to sell, but it happens. We've all driven past that neighbor's house and seen the same for sale sign up for months at a time. If you don't work with the right real estate agent, that can be you. Avoid it by hiring my friend, the good neighbor agent, John Schuster of the John Schuster Group, Coldwell Banker Realty. Rick and Nancy decided to hire the John Schuster Group, and they did the right thing. Before calling John, they tried another agent. Their home sat on the market for over a year. Then they hired John. His marketing system helped him sell their home in just 2 weeks. It reaches so many people every single day that he routinely sells homes much faster for the most money possible. Contact John for full details. 952-222-9000 online. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. JohnSchusterGroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
At University of Maryland Global Campus, we give our students credit where credit is due. Credit for deciding in the middle of rush hour traffic to go back and get their bachelor's and a promotion. Credit for managing 3 kids, 2 dogs, and a full-time job to pursue an MBA. And credit for serving in the military by day so they can study cybersecurity at night. For over 75 years, we've been helping students receive the credit they deserve. With more than 135 degrees and certificates, students at UMGC can use prior learning or relevant experience to earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's, and graduate students can transfer up to 12 credits toward their master's. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start May 14th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Get the Leaf Guard gutter system, guaranteed never to clog.
custom fit to your home on site for a perfect seamless finish. Available in a variety of colors to complement your home's decor. Call Lindus Construction at 8449-LINDUS or lindusconstruction.com.
Now on CCO, let's do traffic and weather together. First, a check of the drive and what shape the roads are in.
Slowdowns continue north 494 Excelsior, heading up toward Highway 55. If you're traveling west 94, got some slowing past Hemlock Lane, heading up the infamous Weaver Lake Road exit. If you're going to be traveling 94 westbound, get ready for the slowdowns there at Cretin into downtown Minneapolis. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Auto Owners is local, personal, and affordable. That's simple human sense.
Ask Miller Hartwig Insurance in Lakeville if auto owners make sense for you.
Forecast time with an update on current conditions and a quick look at what's ahead the next few days.
That was very good, JP. Well done. Well done. Weather brought to you by Miller Hartwig in Lakeville. Proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance. Tonight, low of 46. Going to be clear. Tomorrow, sunny, 72. Friday, gold. Mostly sunny, 81. The weekend in the 80s. Oh, baby. We are in a top weather week of the year for sure. Right now, it is 70 degrees on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DERUSHA.
Off the charts in terms of talent and skill and star power.
DERUSHA on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Enough! Split reaction on the salsa tape. Some love salsa. I'm fine with it. Others, very funny. Very funny. Dan, let's quickly, before we get into the Twins pregame, take the temperature of the Twins.
Let's take the current temp of your Minnesota Twins. Brought to you by Chef IQ Sense. Get your wireless meat thermometer now at chefiq.com.
The Twins are on a bit of a hot streak. Thank you, Baltimore, for coming to town. Oof. Because the Twins won last night with some big-time offense, right, Dan? I would say right now the temp is hot.
So the bats are certainly hot after putting up 9 runs last night. You like to see that, especially Carlos Correa coming through with multiple hits, including a home run that just about put a hole in the ballpark. So, yeah, you like to see that. Obviously, Pablo Lopez was great. Pitch count was a little high, so he left the game perhaps before you really wanted him to, but he was on point. Twins pitchers struck out 17 Orioles batters last night. 17. I believe that's at a new
Pablo had 11 strikeouts.
He was
5 innings pitched. Very
really
nice. 9-1 the win. Right here at home. Why not? What great weather.
Let's do it. Let's do it again tonight.
And then tomorrow it's a noon. So if you want to play hooky from work tomorrow at noon at Target Field. Okay, a couple more enoughs from the texters. By the way, one texter saying, my stepdad missed his exit on the freeway and threw the car in reverse to get back to it. Oh my God.
Not good.
That is not good. Not good. Enough of low back pain. Lots of yard work.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, that's why I was at the physical therapist today. Appreciate all the texts. Let's go Twins. We'll see you tomorrow. Hey, it's Jason DeRusha. The insurance industry is full of one agent representing one company. Sound